What the hell's going on, guys? It is episode 613 of Pop Culture Crisis. It's a Taco Bell party for the 2 years of live episodes that we're doing right now. My name is Brett, and I'm here with my co-host. Would you introduce yourself, please?
Hello, Crisis Actors. It's Mary, and welcome to our fake-ass anniversary episode.
Not fake.
It's not fake, but neither of us had any clue that it was coming up until someone in the Superchats told us.
Somebody
so we were
pointed
like,
it out.
we'll just use this as an excuse.
I mean, an excuse
to eat Taco Bell.
Bell.
And that's just what we're going to do.
Oh, also, if you guys are wondering why the hell I'm wearing the wig again, I made a bet with everyone. I said, if we get 5 crisis parties in the intro segment, which I will wear from the beginning to the end, if we get 5 crisis parties, I will then wear it again a week later. And if we get 5 crisis parties, basically you can keep me in this wig indefinitely. We have to get 5 crisis parties by the end of the intro. If you would like that, if you would like to humiliate me further, I guess. I think I look
like
fantastic.
You like it. I think your pronouns are now Johnny/Bravo.
Yes, absolutely. My shirt's not tight enough for that, but
You silly
Well, we can expound upon it as we continue this character arc. But anyway, we have Phil joining us today.
Hello, everybody. My name is Phil Labonte. I'm the lead singer of the heavy metal band All That Remains. How are we?
No, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing quite well.
We're living moss.
We are living moss.
Yes.
Tacos abound. I
And
have
the,
my tacos as well.
The man of the hour, the man we have to thank for delivering this Taco Bell to us, is also here with us. Hello, Dane.
They said it couldn't be done.
They
said it couldn't be done. He's like, I don't like people eating on the mic.
I don't. Well, I don't like it. But the other funny thing here, guys,
Too bad.
Me and Dane were fighting before the show because he was mad at me because I tip well. I prefer when people actually tip well.
He tips like
Sorry, I'll let you finish, but we have a $20 from Shane H. Wilder. Happy 2 years live, Brett and Mary. Greetings, Dane and Phil. I'm at home sick, so you have my full attention. Even sick, the work must be done. And the Brett's Greatest Hits, Mary's Funniest Moments is up. Congrats on 2 years.
Thank you. And Dane was upset with me because I tip well. He said that that's a problem.
I actually complimented you, but if we want to go this route, it's pretty sus.
Should I just do this as loud as possible?
Like 25% tip. 25.
It's so loud in my ears. Okay, but the point being, guys, is that while doing this, they missed 2 of my tacos in the order, so I'm paying the price.
He tipped this guy like $25 or something. And he didn't get his food.
Technically,
and no one's gonna share with him.
No, technically, it's Taco Bell that screwed up, not him.
No,
he delivered it, not Taco Bell.
How do you know he didn't eat your food?
That's screw that guy. I want a refund now. We have
another 20 from Greg Duvier. Hold on a second.
Yep. That was always going to happen here. I'll read it.
Okay.
It says, I'm not living for dying, my kingdom arising. Throw loss on the. Is this a lyric? Do you want to read it, Phil?
I'm not living for dying. My kingdom's arising. Throw loss on the pyre and strike on the iron. Dang it! PCC is need to stop playing.
Need to stop listening.
Need to stop listening because it is Thursday. That means Phil is on. Why is that little thing not
Rest
going
of the
away?
album, please, he says.
Soon, my friend, soon.
Yes. We got a bunch of stuff to get into today, but before we get started, would you hit the like button on this video and subscribe to this channel if you have not done so already, please and thank you. It's the best way you can help the show grow is by sharing these videos with your friends so that more people come in here, hang out, and share the videos with their friends, loved ones, the people they hate as well, so that they can all share it as well. It's fantastic.
I feel like Proximus. I'm like, what a wonderful day.
Yes. What a wonderful day. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, speaking of Proximus, the first thing that we're going to get into today is Hollywood is back doing the fake deep thing again, and what that is pretending that the best thing you can do to sound intelligent is to say that humans are the problem, which they love to do. They love the nihilistic worldview. And the stars of the Planet of the Apes, the new Planet of the Apes movie, have followed along that line. So we're going to get into that discussion. We're also going to talk about the Romeo and Juliet stage play starring Tom Holland is once again being dunked on by everyone because they released new set photos that's just got the internet memeing it into oblivion. And also, CD Projekt Red is getting crap on the internet because they won an award for allowing their female employees menstrual leave. Yes.
I hate that.
Yeah, I know. No, so
I think that Tim Cast should have menstrual leave so that Dane can take a day off.
I got nothing to say.
He's like, I got nothing.
You got nothing.
He's like, I got nothing. All
I got
right.
food in my mouth.
So if you guys are ready, and by the sounds of it, you guys are, we can just go ahead and get started. Would you like to get started?
I'm ready.
Phil?
Let's go.
Dane?
Yes.
All right. Let's go ahead and get started then, shall we? Here we go. First
Food
things
related.
first. It is food related. This one a little bit sadder than usual. McDonald's is admitting that not every kid who has a Happy Meal is beaming with joy, emphasizing this point with a major redesign to their iconic Happy Meals for a week. I hate this.
They got rid of the smile on the Happy
did.
Meals because, quote, it's okay to not feel happy all the time.
I hate this.
So do I. Like,
So we're going to get sad meals, the
Yes.
standard American diet meals. And that's just...
Now they're not only feeding you food that is going to make you fat and unhappy, they're telling you should be unhappy as well.
No, they're
Well,
saying
it's like, it's okay if you're not happy.
it's like the ultimate in whataboutism.
Yeah, it's okay. It's when you get fat and unhappy because of eating McDonald's, that's okay.
Yeah. It's whataboutism to the extreme. It's kind of like yesterday when we were talking about the Bumble story, and they're like, how can you make this ad when there's a femicide going on in the Congo? And I'm like, because Bumble doesn't have shit to do with the Congo.
And because no one has heard of that. I'm sorry, but yeah.
There's a $20 there from Corey Anderson.
Oh, can you read it? I don't have it.
I've got food in my mouth. Sorry.
Where is it? I'll see if I can grab it.
Read it with food in
All
your
right,
mouth.
I want to nominate Mary Happy with Taco Bell for Cute of the Day. How many crisis parties to get Phil in the wig? Also, when's the last day Phil will be on before the tour starts? Glad to see the sexiest man from Puerto Rico is on.
I think he meant sexist man from Puerto Rico.
Same thing. Same
He
thing.
actually did type sexist man.
Sexist man.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
I
you
mean,
did. You're right.
One
Right.
comes with another.
Yes.
How can you be sexist if you're every woman?
Silence, woman.
And here's
Okay.
the thing: if you want Phil in the wig, you're gonna have to worry about like continuing this first. You got to get to 5 crisis parties before you can even worry about getting Phil in
You
the
know,
wig.
now my hands are greasy, so
Yep.
I'm gonna touch the I don't want to touch the dollar bills
Yes.
with the greasy hands.
Yep.
This is a conundrum.
So this is what it says. It says they're admitting that not every kid who has a Happy Meal is beaming with joy. It's
hate
the UK division officially removed. Well, if I was in the UK, I wouldn't be smiling either.
It's the gloomy sky.
What's there to be
gloomy
happy about?
UK people.
I
Wouldn't be
watched-
the limeys.
It's really funny. I'm watching this show called Primeval. It's like from like 2007. It's like a sci-fi show filmed in the UK, and it's just every shot is gray. Literally every shot, it's just gray out. Even if it looks sunny, it's somehow gray. And that's the world
Yep.
over there.
I bet they
And
have tea
Seattle.
and biscuits too at their McDonald's.
I mean, is anybody even happier in Seattle? They're not really happier in Seattle either.
No,
No,
I
they're on.
don't imagine
they're
they are.
dying of fentanyl,
Yeah.
and they're homeless.
I mean, the people in the city are, right? But the people on the outskirts are just trying to drive around the homeless people.
Yep.
They're dropping the happy. Like, it really is whataboutism. And I'm very sick of people doing the thing where it's like, this thing exists. Yeah, but what about this thing that's
It's like
not that?
who bought a Happy Meal and was like, why are you trying to tell me that I should be happy all the time?
That's what it is.
I'll
No,
have
that-
meal, please.
That person doesn't exist.
No, it does exist. It exists on Twitter every single
By
day.
the way, I didn't think the person that ordered cinnamon twist exists until I met you.
Well, it's like, it's nice because it's clean to eat on stream. I didn't want to get like messy food on purpose.
Didn't we have a conversation about the cinnamon twist? I'm sure.
I do like cinnamon twists.
There's a $20 one
they're
here
not
from
bad.
That's
Be
Dan
you.
Zatasik. Says, hello, Johnny Bravo. I missed you, sarcastic man. 2 years live? Have I wasted my time or was it all well invested? Can we read reviews on different platforms for the show? Hi, Phil. Hi, Dane. Hi, Brett. Hi, Morty. Hi, Brent.
Well,
Hi, Bert. Hi, Morty.
I don't know if we've gotten a lot of new reviews on the podcast platform since last time we did that.
Maybe we'll do that for the next 100 episode milestone. So you guys should go over to those
Yeah.
platforms and leave reviews.
Yeah, if you
Mainly
haven't
positive.
already, leave us ratings on Spotify. You can leave us written reviews on Apple Music.
Wait.
Um,
I wonder if I can read TikTok comments.
well, how would that be possible? We don't have a
We don't
TikTok.
have a TikTok anymore.
Yeah, but it's. Let me see.
We should do
We got a 20 from Pat the Plumber that I missed. Says, Liv Moss, Johnny Dangerously. Liv Moss, Johnny Dangerously. Liv Moss. Says, love Jesus, Liv Moss, hate commies, Liv Moss. It's a taco.
Taco Bell
It
and
is a
Jesus.
taco.
It is.
That's all you need.
Who
It
said
is.
that? I love you.
We are 4 away from keeping me in this stupid thing for I keep.
Yes.
No, the worst
They
part-
want Johnny Bravo,
The
Brett.
worst part is like you'd think that because you said you felt like the lighting was dark in here. I don't personally think so, but like these are like because I have to wear like regular glasses. These are like prescription sunglasses, but it still feels like I can't read as well in these. even though they're the same prescription as those.
You guys want me
So
to...
I'm actually struggling here.
Well, you don't have to wear the sunglasses. They really only asked for the wig in the first place.
It looks even more ridiculous without the sunglasses, so I like the sunglasses.
Wait, take them off for just a second so we can see and compare.
Yeah.
You have to wear...
I look pretty awesome. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't think it's bad with or without.
But I look awesome either way. What am I
You
gonna
guys
say?
want me to read comments from the video that got us banned from
Go
TikTok?
for it.
Sure.
Okay.
Wait, you mean this was the one about the Mean Girls
Yeah.
reboot? Oh, okay. They're gonna hate me.
So patches and plates comments. What is the Gen Z obsession with mid-looking people? That's what we're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Fire Walk With Me says, on what planet are those two not good looking? Yapping for yapping's sake at this point. Or she wrote point POI
Dude, Renee Rapp
and
is
R.
not. I mean, I'm not even saying that Renee Rapp is ugly. I was just saying Renee Rapp is not Rachel McAdams in 2004.
Oh, can't read that one. Mean things.
Was it the N-word?
No, thank God. Martin Ruales? I don't know. It's literally written by Tina Fey, the same person who wrote the first one. Maybe don't watch it.
Well, she flopped, so that's not my problem.
How
How are you able to read our comments if our account is gone?
It's like we're blocked. So this was the post the next day.
Yeah.
And it just saves a draft and doesn't let it publish anything. Because technically we're still in the review phase.
Oh.
Because I keep being...
We're still appealing.
I've been appealing for months.
Amazing. Well, maybe it'll work someday.
Yeah. I probably won't.
Maybe. We
All
can
right.
hold out hope.
All right, come on, let's move on. We got more stuff.
Okay,
to get
this
into
was
today.
awful.
Yeah,
Chris
Mary's
Pratt.
pissed about this.
Chris Pratt needs to be bullied for this, and he might get fired for this. Garfield Star says he doesn't like lasagna. Quote: "It's kind of overrated."
I feel like if you're playing Garfield, should be in your contract to lie about
Not
that.
every thought that goes through your head needs to be expressed, homeboy.
Why? Why
Like
would
that's
you do this?
know what that is? That's him not maybe not understanding how these softball questions are supposed to work when you get these interviews.
It's like, yeah, I love lasagna.
This like annoying interviewer's like, so what do you think about lasagna? And he's like, and he's supposed to be like, oh, I love lasagna.
Did you eat
just
a lot
like
of
Garfield.
lasagna to prepare for this role?
And he's like, I kind of hate lasagna. What do you mean?
Lasagna's pretty good.
Like, I like the idea that he's just kind of unaware that what he was saying wasn't the right thing to say.
like, I never had a problem with Chris Pratt for his politics or anything. It's this that pisses me off.
More than anything.
Yeah, cancel him. Fire this guy.
And I like lasagna. Unless you're eating
good.
unless you're eating deep dish pizza, which is basically lasagna.
Well,
I love deep dish.
Like,
there's
yeah,
a difference.
I mean, look, man, red sauce, dough, and cheese together is kind of hard to mess up. Like, you really have to blow it to make that stuff bad.
Maybe his wife just doesn't cook it well.
Fair enough, but even still, you have to be really bad at cooking.
Who is his wife again?
He's married to
Arnie's daughter.
Arnie's daughter. I
Damn
guess.
it, everybody knows that even bad pizza is at least halfway decent. Look at Domino's. There's a whole chain based on that.
That's true.
In Puerto Rico, there's this pizza called Tony's Pizza. Bro.
And everywhere, there's a place called Tony's Pizza.
Do you mean?
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Do you mean bro?
Like
As in
they're
it's
all over.
it's good or is
No, it's
it's bad?
horrific.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
It's like the Gaza and genocide of pizza.
It's like the femicide in the Congo, but for pizza.
But
For
for
pizza.
All right, look.
No one's
He
been
needs
bad.
to just get better at doing interviews. That's what he needs to do. He needs to fix that. That's
Someone
the
media
problem.
train this guy.
Thank you. Dane's very excited because he's not on the side of the.
They said it couldn't be done.
They did. They never believed in us.
Hey, I got Taco Bell and I got Brett to pay for it.
You didn't get me to do it. I just.
We're gonna build the wall and we're gonna make Brett pay for
I
it.
literally said I'll pay for it.
I'm running in
Do you
2028.
want to
as
know
well.
how he got? Do you want to know how he got me to pay for it? I said I'll pay for it.
I mean, still works.
That's the art of the deal, folks.
Yeah.
The art of the deal is not proposing any deal at all.
Yeah, he just does it himself.
Strong bargaining chip. There's a bunch of news from Apple right now. First things first, it's the creepy eye sensor that's allowing you to track your movement on the,
yeah,
on
it
the
like
phone or on the
tracks your
tablet.
eye movements so that you can click on things with just an eye movement. And they've promoted this in a new video as an accessibility feature. So let's show that video.
Is it in the article?
No, the Dexerto.
Oh,
Tweet.
can you resend me the tweet? I pulled up the article.
Okay, just don't pull up any porn.
Yep.
Be careful.
Leave that alone. That didn't happen. Portal Gate wasn't
Too close to home.
Was that the portal thing?
Portal Gate wasn't a thing.
We're gonna forget Portal Gate today.
We're gonna try our best to forget.
They shut it down.
Oh no! No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, we're good. And she's using it to read the Washington Post.
Even the music is horrifying.
Okay. This is going to be the pitch for every technology that is going to be used for mass surveillance, is that it helps disabled people. No. F you. Do not track my eye movements. Do not put Neuralink in my brain just because it might help some paraplegic person play Frogger. I do not care. I do not care. I'm sorry. This is going to be the pitch that they use every time with these technologies as we go further and further down this path.
You heard it here first.
As long as it's not mandatory, we're not gonna. Okay, so we're not gonna be able to be like, this stuff is not happening. Like that, there's no way you're gonna be able to prevent it. Because,
in my ideal world.
Yeah, in your ideal world. Yeah.
Mary looks at this and then looks at a crippled person and says, "Seems like a skills issue."
Wow. That wasn't Brett.
That's rude.
The guy with a.
I'm just saying it's deceptive.
This is one of the best PCCs ever.
We should do this all the time.
Yeah.
We're just 15 minutes in.
What?
We're just 15 minutes in.
Yeah, we're just 15 minutes in. But it's not just that. A bunch of other people got screwed over too. Because, well, where did it go here? A bunch of people's nudes got pulled up on this. Did you see that?
Well, there's an update.
Yeah, they did an update and a bunch of people's...
It undeletes your photos.
And so a bunch of people who were probably cheating on their spouses had a bunch of nudes they sent people or received. Now it's showing back up for them.
This is why people use Snapchat, though.
Yep.
Don't cheat on your spouse.
Exactly.
Well, that would help.
You know, like, just don't.
Well, maybe it's not about cheating. Maybe they just, like, saw their nudes and it made them uncomfortable.
Maybe, but I still like to say the sentence, don't cheat on your spouse.
Yeah.
That sentence just comes out of my mouth. Well,
It's always good advice.
Yeah, you know.
I think you're right about the music in that ad.
It's terrible.
Apple's music hasn't really changed in their ads in like 20 years. It's always kind of the same
What should it
generic.
be?
I have no idea, but it's like maybe they went through like a medium phase where there was like some awful dubstep in there in like 2013, but that's about it. Everything else
just clicking by looking.
everything else is just really, really bad.
I like dubstep still.
I like it too. You guys know how I'm protecting myself from the oncoming AI genocide?
What?
Every time I'm in ChatGPT, I'm like, "Good morning, ChatGPT. How are you doing
Oh,
today?"
you're nice to ChatGPT.
Every day.
You think that you're gonna
I will.
It's only a mild reprieve.
kiss
They'll just
the,
come for you last.
I will be
now.
the dog pet.
kiss the robot overlord's ass.
It's just it's learning your weaknesses right
That's
now.
right.
Damn, I'll be first.
Yep. You'll like it's what it is they're just gonna come for you last. You know.
Should I establish dominance?
Yes.
Dominance
Listen
hierarchy.
here. I need 5 means pronto.
All right. Kanye's back in
Yeah.
the news, but not really.
We have an update about the state of the Yeezy Corporation.
I'm always on pins and needles wondering what's going on with
Just
Yeezy
always on the
brand.
edge of my seat. Well, Milo Yiannopoulos is no longer chief of staff at Yeezy, and reportedly he has led a mass exodus of employees from Yeezy all at the same time.
What a guy.
And I suppose that the reason for that was the porn company pitch that he said he's like totally opposed to. If Kanye doubles down, then he has to leave. So it doesn't seem like he even got fired.
I'm picturing like a montage where like he leaves and there's a bunch of people following behind him. I was driving to work the other day and there was like 5 construction workers in like yellow, in like their yellow vest walking against the road. And they were perfectly in sync where it's like one guy in front and 2 guys on the other side. And it looked like a montage from a movie where it would be shown in slow motion of a bunch of guys like walking down the road looking cool. I'm picturing Milo trying to walk out looking cool with a bunch of employees.
Milo confirmed his split from Ye's enterprise, telling us, "I wish Ye every success in the future. I have some concerns about his new team and hope he proceeds with caution." I mean, people had concerns about Milo.
Does Kanye is he still running for president?
No.
No, he should
That
run
hasn't
for,
been a
he
thing
should
for
run
like
for
a year,
president.
right?
He should run for president
He
again.
was never running for president.
The birthday party was a thing.
He was in my ballot. In
The
2020.
birthday party was a thing. I mean, he needs to
I was
come
this
back and
close.
run again.
Wait,
should-
Kanye was on your ballot?
DC.
Wow.
Yep.
That's surprising.
He should run again. He should run for president again under the birthday party.
I think he just got tired of it. Like, it wasn't exciting enough.
It wasn't fun enough.
Yeah.
I don't understand this arc about him, and honestly, it's kind of his most unbecoming. With all the rapper beef that's going around, he made like a diss too, and no one cared.
Yeah, and
literally
really
not
right now,
a soul.
What was his diss?
That's what I'm saying.
I didn't hear about
to
it.
Drake.
And even all the Drake and Kendrick stuff doesn't interest me as much as watching like 50 Cent make fun of Diddy. Like that to me is way more fun.
Yeah.
Like 50 Cent is actually funny online.
Yeah.
That's what we need more of.
Who's the other one that's like really funny on Twitter? Is it Ice Cube?
Ice Cube's. I mean, yeah, Ice Cube's funny, but that's
Or is it Ice-T?
Ice-T's. I follow Ice-T. Ice-T's great, but that's because like he got into like a weird thing like a couple of weeks ago, where like a bunch of like, I imagine you'd call it like right-wing Twitter, where like talking to him about Law and Order is woke, and he's like, what the F does that even? Like the dude's just kind of
He's like,
old,
what's
and
woke?
he's like, what does that even mean? What are you talking about? And they're like, the show. And this
How is
and
Law and Order woke though?
I don't watch current year Law and Order.
I like Meek Mill scrambling.
Well, you remember the story? I don't think we ever ended up covering it on the show, but it sat in like the limbo folder forever, where there was an episode of Law and Order SVU where the woman who was sexually assaulted didn't want to press charges on the person who did it because they were from a minority community.
Yeah.
And they said it would adversely affect him, and people went nuts. In the end, she ends up pressing the charges, and the person goes to jail. But the point was the clip got taken out of context, and it was basically, it was the, voted for this.
Did we end up covering that? I don't think we did.
No, it was because the clip was taken out of context, and it was not the whole episode.
Still a ridiculous storyline, though.
Absolutely. But the point was, I mean, that would be something
Frighteningly
you might consider.
honest.
You might consider. I mean, and that came out at around the same time as the story of the couple that was sitting on the bench in the city, and then the husband got murdered by the dude, and then the wife like forgave him.
We have a $20 from Gravel. The real reason Brett can't go blonde is it messes up the Anna-Dasha dynamic he and Mary have going on.
Does that make me Anna or Dasha?
I'm glad that you say that while Dane is here,
Yes.
so that I'm not the only one who gets it.
I get it now. I just don't.
That
listen
would
to
make
Red
me
Scare.
the Dasha because Dasha is blonde.
Okay.
But
so,
you're like Deanna.
Like in our personalities, yeah.
So you're a combination of the two of them. Do you want to explain to the people in the chat who have no idea what the Red Scare what Red Scare is?
It's potentially the greatest podcast ever made.
Would you like to?
Red Scare podcast is one is a former shitlib, and this base Russian chick.
Well, they're both Russian, right?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I guess one's more based than the other one. They're from New York, and they give hot takes. And I feel like that's the most adequate description.
Yeah. I was just listening to them review the Met Gala this morning.
Yeah, they're hilarious.
I
And
can't.
Anna in particular is super smart. I would love her to come on this show.
This
for sure.
show?
This show would be great for her, right?
In the
You think?
chat, people are like, I can't stand the chewing. I can't wait for people to watch this on replay and just be
You
like,
asked for this.
get rid of the chewing.
You
Sorry.
asked for it, and
You
I
did
am a
ask for
true.
it.
Thank Dane.
Yeah, and legit, you can't get rid of the chewing. Like, it's going to be the entire episode because there's 4 more tacos that I got. 4 more tacos, so.
Yep.
Get
Phil
used to it.
chews.
Feels like I was only gonna eat a couple, but since you don't like
I
it, now
mean-
I'm gonna keep eating.
Phil's
Look.
gonna chew. He's not gonna photosynthesis it.
Yep.
That's right.
So yep, Kanye. It's all falling apart for Kanye, but he's got enough money. He'll be fine.
He'll be fine,
He'll
yeah.
be fine. All right.
There was this clip of TJ Miller on a podcast.
I'm sorry, but every time
basically talking shit about Ryan Reynolds.
every time we click on a Twitter link now, I'm like, please no porn. Please no porn. Please.
because you
no
have
porn.
PTSD.
Yes,
I get it.
I do.
How'd it happen?
It was okay. So when we covered the portal thing, there was like if you put like 3 videos or pictures in a tweet, it like populates them. Well, the bottom right one was like, it wasn't a picture of porn. It was a picture of somebody holding up a phone.
It was literally a picture of a picture of a picture of porn.
Yes.
What?
And so it was very little. And
Pornception.
I couldn't see it when I was looking at it. And then somebody in the chat, thank you to whoever it was, goes, Brett, there's porn on screen. I'm like, no, there isn't. And then I squint and I look really close. I'm like, oh, there is porn on the screen. Huh.
And I did warn you. To be fair.
But I thought it was from a different one,
I
so I
know.
didn't delete that.
I thought it was gonna be the chick that showed her cans.
No,
that was from behind her.
I worked
in the
very
video.
So that's
hard to
fine?
make sure that one didn't show up on screen, and the other one just slipped in there. It was a problem. It was a whole problem. So we had to delete that whole episode and then re-upload it. And then people got mad because then there's no timestamps in it, and they want their damn timestamps.
Things happen.
You can't say your timestamps back in my day. We didn't have timestamps.
Now when people ask for timestamps right away, I just want to say now it makes me want to not timestamp harder because they ask right away.
Don't timestamp this one.
Well, I timestamp.
Yeah, I say, but like it makes me not want to put it in there.
Yeah.
After you do. Well, also no. One of the reasons, guys. So one of the reasons there aren't timestamps on some episodes is like if we show a trailer and we have to cut it out later because of copyright, it won't get cut out for a while. So whatever timestamps Mary writes will be off by however many minutes those timestamps are. And the problem is those segments are always at the beginning of the show. So everything after that will be off.
YouTube is so bad about fair use.
Yep.
I mean, they're all bad. Facebook is terrible.
Keys says, that's not his real hair, is it? What makes you say that?
Is it so hard to believe?
You kidding me?
It's luscious.
Nice.
Give me
Looking
a break.
good.
All right, let's listen to this clip of TJ Miller, who we met briefly
Yes, we
at
did.
the other,
really?
other week. Yeah, that was at the Mr. Bertram premiere.
When something becomes super successful, people get really famous and then things get really weird. And that's what happened from Deadpool 1 to Deadpool 2, was you first had Ryan Reynolds, who everybody knew who he was, but he had never had, he'd had a lot of movies that were failures or just didn't do that well. And so Deadpool was a real long shot for him. And then so Deadpool 2, he was a different person. That's just a different guy. A guy that's become that famous in a movie that is that funny just kind of changes people, you know? And I don't think it really changed me at all because I didn't give a fuck while they're like, he doesn't appreciate what's going on.
I mean, I don't know if I would call him not that well known before that.
He's super famous.
Van Wilder was in 2001. You know, he was in he goes all the way back to Blade Trinity in in the early 2000s and stuff like that. Ryan Reynolds was a household name even by that point. A lot of people would probably tell you that the only reason Deadpool got off the ground as a film was because he lobbied to play that character.
Yeah, he was instrumental in getting that created, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. And because he had the horrible which X-Men was it where he did the crappy version of it with no mask? Was that X-Men Origins?
Yeah, Wolverine.
Whichever one that was where they go it's barely Deadpool in any way, shape, or form. Just no, I don't buy that. I don't really agree with that sentiment. I think he was already
sounds like sour grapes to me.
And I mean, there's criticism that could be made that he kind of plays the same character and everything. But every time somebody makes that critique of an actor, I'm like, good work if you can get it.
Well, I don't like Ryan Reynolds, and I have no explanation for
why.
Yeah.
She's like, look, I had a Mint mobile phone for a week, and I hated it. And ever since
they scammed me.
Ever since then, I'm like,
I got
screw this
scammed
guy.
by Mint Mobile.
I have no look. I love Van Wilder. Maybe that's why, because I love that movie.
Great movie.
It was a fantastic movie in the days of yore when it came to comedy. So I just don't agree. And Ryan Reynolds is also one of those guys who's turned himself into a big time Hollywood producer. But If is getting panned.
Oh really?
It's 40% from critics.
Well, I don't know. The trailer was promising.
I thought so too. So If is this new Ryan Reynolds.
It's produced by John Krasinski.
Yes, and it's an
Ryan Reynolds stars
animated
in it.
kids movie, and it's getting absolutely destroyed.
It's about imaginary friends. Yeah. I mean, really, they stole the idea from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. You remember that one? Mm-mm. I guess that was for my generation.
That was your generation.
I was on Cartoon Network. They kind of stole the idea. It seemed promising from the trailer, but we're not going to review it, so...
Well, it comes out the same weekend as...
no, it comes out literally tonight.
Tonight? And are we seeing anything? Or is that next week we're seeing Furiosa?
Next week we're going to review Furiosa.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right.
Furiosa?
Instead of
New Mad
Garfield.
Max movie.
We're sacrificing Garfield for,
too bad.
for that.
Well, I was going to go see Garfield, but then Ryan Reynolds was... Chris Pratt was talking shit on lasagna, and I said, no way.
Furiosa
Cancel
means
my tickets.
I'm not doing that. Cancel my tickets.
Furiosa means mad female in Spanish.
Okay. Avril Lavigne. Now, do you want to explain this? Because this could have been something we could have used for conspiracies, which we do a segment sometimes called Pop Culture Conspiracies. This is a very popular one.
Yeah, I don't know why this conspiracy theory blew up in the first place, but there was this long-running theory that Avril Lavigne actually was murdered, back in 2003, and that they replaced her with a clone who is named Melissa.
Melissa.
Yeah. And there was really no proof, at least not that I can recall. It's just that her music style changed in the early 2000s.
So did Gwen Stefani.
From like more pop punk to more like mainstream pop.
Birth control.
And then she like bleached her hair.
And she's like 40 and still singing about getting boyfriends. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Like, I have a crush on you. I hope you take me to prom. It's like, what?
She still kind of looks the same as she did in the 2000s.
Not in this picture, but.
But she said, it's just funny to me. Honestly, it's not that bad. It could be worse, right? I feel like I got a good one. Like she got a good conspiracy. I don't think it's negative. Obviously, I'm me. It's so dumb.
Is
it
what
dumb,
you
though?
would say. Right.
We got a 20 from Nate. Ryan Reynolds was absolutely way more famous after Deadpool. All his other movies were mid at best.
That doesn't look. He was still famous beforehand, though. It's like, what's your definition of famous? Like that nobody had ever heard of him. You ever hear the curse that is said? Like if you do a movie and there's like a new actor and they put "and introducing" in the title,
You're
It's a
doomed.
curse.
you're doomed. You're screwed if they do that to you.
Why?
It's like counting your your chickens before they're hatched or whatever. Like the idea is like you're introducing them as like the new next big thing, and then they're gonna absolutely fail after that.
It never works?
Never works. But maybe it's just a generational thing. Maybe he did get way more famous, but I just already knew who he was, so I never thought of him as more famous after that. I guess you could say that he got more big roles after that, so maybe you're right.
I feel like I've seen
But
him
he's
forever.
making an argument about Ryan Reynolds getting an ego after Deadpool.
Yeah.
And
Which we can't.
we have no idea if that's true.
I mean, I asked him, and he said, "No, I don't have an ego." So
Yeah, at Mr. Burcham, we actually asked him. Yeah.
What else did you talk to him about? Because I wasn't there for that interview. Like, what
Really?
Did you, I mean, I was there, but I couldn't hear it because of the sound around. Like, what did you talk to him about?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I think I kept it pretty
Is
general.
comedy back?
Yeah, it was just stuff like that. Yeah.
Who,
He said that Mr. Burcham isn't anti-woke, it's anti-everything. And I was like,
What
Wait.
does that mean?
what?
What
It
does
means
that
that he's
mean?
just a crotchety old man. So whatever he hears, he's going to complain about.
What does it mean?
Yeah.
This is a good. We should do a new conspiracy video soon. What should we cover?
Well, I actually still have them all pulled up. We wanted to talk about the CIA's influence on Hollywood filmmaking.
Yeah, I got somebody
an
sent me
easy-
somebody tweeted me recently and said like what is your thoughts on this? And it was basically like it listed like the CIA has been involved in over 804 Hollywood productions in some way, shape, or form. That number honestly seems low to me. It's probably way more than that, but there's a lot of like data and info on these people that worked for the CIA and had an office in Hollywood, and they all get special thanks and credits in a lot of movies that involve the CIA in some
Right.
way. Whether it's because they help them gain access to people that could help them do research or give them info on what they need to know about certain things. But there's a lot of evidence that says that people who work for the CIA would influence storylines that help promote American interests.
It's a trade-off that filmmakers do for,
Access.
You look
access to sets and props and things like that.
Say, like, I mean, that was, I think the first time that I heard that story was when they were making Independence Day with Will Smith. The federal government, the U.S. military public relations department said that they would help out and they would work with them. But they had to take out all references to Area 51. Now, this is in the 90s.
What?
Yeah.
But it was in the movie.
That's crazy.
No, thank you. the point is they had to
They
take it
didn't
out, and they were
listen.
like, we couldn't do that. That's why they didn't actually have the help of the military. So there were things that were bad. There were things about the storyline that like weren't quite right and stuff. And if you had the military involved in it, they would have had better access to those resources that the military provides. Because the public relations department of the military does want to work with Hollywood. The CIA, whether it be CIA, whether it be the Department of Homeland Security, the government wants to work with Hollywood to promote to promote a certain narrative that is not new at all. You know,
I was watching an old episode of Covert Affairs recently, and there's just a scene where this character says, "This area represents vital American interests," and I'm just like, who made that decision? Like, I just think it's the innocuous nature of vital American interests. I'm like, who decided that?
I'm just trying to understand what the message or what the narrative that the CIA is trying to enforce is.
I mean, that would be vastly different depending on the story you're telling, the region it's being told in, things like that.
Depends on context.
Is it just about like certain wars being justified?
Mm-hmm. Like, we want to tell a story about the poppy fields, and they're like, we can't do that. No stories about the poppy fields.
You know, not ironically, one of the worst things about growing up has been seeing Will Smith go from the coolest guy in the universe to cringe. I bring it up all the time, but it still astounds me that like Gen Z people see him like, the guy that slapped Chris Rock. I was like, damn.
I was when we watched there's a trailer for the new Bad Boys movie, and he just kind of looks sad. It doesn't look.
What do you mean he looks sad?
It doesn't. I mean, like, looks sad as in not cool. Like, it just doesn't have.
He hasn't aged like more than 5 years.
He looks the same, but maybe it's just
crazy.
Man, that adrenochrome be hitting.
No, black don't crack.
Both. But like the idea is also like, look, the Bad Boys for Life was good, but then now you just see him post slap, and it's like, oh, I have to do this movie to get my audience back.
You think?
Like, the biggest way to tell would be if they actually tried to do an Independence Day 3 and he came back for it, which would be impossible because theoretically, in Independence Day 2, technically his character died.
I just feel like you get the Oscar and you ride off into the sunset, and then talk about how no one's ever been as good as you.
I mean, I think Gen Z. Actually, no. This goes for like older Gen Z like me. We remember Will Smith for that YouTube Rewind moment. Remember that?
Oh my God. How could I forget? Yo, YouTube
That's
Rewind.
hot.
That's hot.
Nobody will. I mean, a lot.
That
of
was
people,
the beginning of the decline.
Well, yeah. Basically, when YouTube said like we're going to start promoting like authoritative news sources and
mainstream celebrities instead of creators, yeah.
Which goes against everything that made YouTube as successful as it was up until that point. Makes no sense.
And they didn't have PewDiePie in that video, which was a super controversy.
All right, what would you like to see? Cringe or cute of the day?
Cringe.
Cringe? Mary sent me this one. All right, let's go ahead and check it out here.
It's a sustainable English breakfast. It's good for the climate.
Oh, it didn't load for me. Hold on. I got to find it here.
But it's a bunch of.
You don't have it?
No, you sent it to me and it got deleted somehow. Today's been a bit of a cluster, so it's there. It is. I got it here.
A cluster shuck.
God, Chris Carr is right.
Let's go with that.
Totally sustainable English breakfast in 10 minutes. Start by grabbing some dry plugs on Amazon. These grasshoppers and crickets have more protein than pork, but totally carbon neutral. Then add a generous splash of soy milk.
This is the guy who's a parody.
For meat colouring, try using organic.
But the way he says,
for smokiness and any seed oil of your choice. Blend the bug mix together until it thickens into an even slurry.
As I said,
1 kilo of carbon neutral bug mix.
When you have that physiognomy and you're making parody, you're kind of playing with fire.
This is the guy who made the videos that were decolonizing my apartment.
What? I didn't see that.
Yeah, I did too.
Time to bring home the bacon. Simply mold your bug mince into traditional English sausages by hand using coconut flour to prevent sticking. For the bacon, slice a thin piece of bug mince and flatten it down into delicious rashers. Yumma yumma. Add some seed oil to a pan and boom, bug bacon, bug sausages, and even some homegrown compost mushrooms. Simmer lightly until golden brown before the totally plant-based egg alternative. Look at that golden yolk. Make sure to flip the plant-based egg and also flip everything else in the pan. To decolonize the dish, I use gungo peas instead of beans, before sneaking in some vegan black pudding for the final touch. And look at that, a full English breakfast. By using Ethiopian injera bread instead of plates, no washing up is required, making this English breakfast 100% sustainable and fully decolonized. Don't forget the ketchup.
There's a lot going on here.
Totally.
I hate it.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah,
here.
I hate it.
But he really ate it.
He did.
Lots of silly billyism going on.
Okay. All right. Let's clean up the timeline. My gosh, that was horrible. I have to do cute of the day here. First things first. Dane. It says, guys,
me, I'm cute.
Thanks to all the support for supporting finding Hugo a home. I hope we can save many puppies together.
I do.
It's very adorable.
Tell us about your new puppy.
So it's all our new puppy now.
I
guess. Yes, it's the company dog.
It's the company dog.
What does that mean?
It means that Allison takes care of him, and we say we did it.
And you're against the changing of the name.
Man, I mean,
poor Allison.
It's her dog, so she could do it. But I've kind of grown fond of all Hugo. Hugo.
He's not. He's like.
Well, what's the new name?
I think they want to call him Maverick the Manhunter. I mean, Tim.
That's a long name.
I know.
I mean, I think it's just Maverick for short, Mary.
Mav.
Doesn't sound. Brian wants to call him Duke.
Predictable.
True, predictable. But yeah, he's a great boy, man.
I like Hugo, actually.
I like it too.
I like Hugo.
I think it fits. He's very sweet. I think everyone's gonna love him.
Let's do a couple more here. This one's from J Red.
Oh, look at that.
It says Kiki finds something nice to roll around in. Hold on, that's a great wide.
By the way, he ate my couch this morning.
This is another amazing one here. Look at that! Look at that face.
Love it.
It's like that meme of the dog, like when pizza gets delivered, it goes pizza. It's amazing.
They're suggesting names. Someone said Goose.
Yeah, you should make sure that you should put them on. You should tweet them at Timcast.
Yes.
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 All right, let's do a couple. Let's do one more here. This one's from Layla. Says, this is my 10-year-old chicken guardian,
What?
Ziba. Queen of the
guardian.
homestead, protector of mini dinosaurs, also some of the ladies murdering an apple.
I see.
Okay.
It's a cute dog.
He protects the chickens.
He protect.
He attack.
But only after snack.
Yes.
Look at these dinos. Descended from T-Rex, by the way.
Yes.
Are they actually descended from T-Rex? Or are we just making guesses here?
I mean, it's all made up anyway.
Oh.
You know.
Not real anyway, says Mary. All right. Let's go ahead.
Before anyone comes at me.
Yeah, don't come in and try. All right, guys, let's go ahead and move on. Mary, time to talk about Planet of the
Yeah.
Apes.
So, recently,
Speaking of prehistoric.
Recently, Freya Allen, who starred in The Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, did an interview for the movie in which she said that really she is Team Ape in real life. Although her character is Team Human, she is Team Ape because humanity is evil and humans are destroying the planet.
And then everybody
And then everybody claps.
It's
Yes.
so ridiculous.
And it's unbelievably predictable.
But it's like the same thing
You wouldn't get
happened
it.
when the Avatar sequel
This-
came out. And I said, this is sinister because the message of this movie is that humanity is evil and we don't have a right to have, a place to live.
How can one be of the opinion that humanity does not deserve to exist and at the same time be of the opinion that humanity or that humans don't deserve to suffer or that humans don't deserve, like, if you don't deserve to exist at all, if human beings as a whole don't deserve to exist, why is their suffering even something to notice? Well, if they're not worthy of preserving their lives, then why is their happiness of any consequence? There is no reason for their happiness because you're saying that murdering them is a good thing. If you think their deaths are good, then their lives are inconsequential, and that means that their suffering is inconsequential as well. This is monstrous thoughts.
She was right that her character in the movie is pro-human, not pro-ape, but she does temporarily team up with the apes. And
that's the
I
point.
thought,
Humans
like,
are duplicitous.
what
is
annoyed
she
me
said.
about her character is that she didn't go far enough. Like, she didn't backstab them or betray them, really. And she didn't commit to it. And she was like, maybe we can coexist after all.
Here's where it goes further. She goes, I mean, look at the planet. Oh, here we go, she said, realizing that she was straying into controversial territory with her anti-human comments. Look at what humans have done to the Earth, she interjected.
She started off saying that although her character is pro-human, she insists, I'm Team Ape. Obviously, when I'm playing May, I'm Team Human, but Freya is Team Ape.
Listen, before humans.
I dislike humans a lot. Like, she actually said that.
That's
Before
so
humans-
dumb. It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
There was not
so
a
dumb.
There was not a single Taco
Wow.
Bell before humans.
She said, I mean, there are, times where you see humans come together and you go, oh, isn't this lovely? But then there's times where you go, I absolutely hate us.
This is so stupid.
But she doesn't mean it. It's like an
It's
empty
the same,
platitude.
it's the same fake deepness
It's
of
so
so many
dumb.
of the atheists, right? Which is that, and in Hollywood, fake deep, this of all the fakest, deepest quotes, this is the fakest because what they love is the nihilism of anti-humanism. It's one of their favorite storylines to go through. They discount all of the amazing things that human beings have created, everything that we've done to bring people up out of poverty, all of the things that humanity has created that make her life possible are discounted because she read some articles on Slate or Salon that said that the environment is getting destroyed.
It's just kind of wild that they can't do a single interview without doing this.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's a great point, Brett, because the biggest cope in the universe is simulation theory, because simulation theory is the admission that of God without saying God.
It's God for nerds.
Yeah.
Oh, you're just a dork? Okay.
No, it's the simulator.
Yeah.
Oh, God? The guy that created the simulation. You mean the universe?
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, and Mary, it's really interesting you pointed it out, because like I think this actually speaks to why I think good stories get them out of trouble so often. I liked Avatar, so I was willing to give it more credit, whereas I did not like this Apes movie, so it's
you didn't
more
like it
apparent to
enough
me.
to excuse it of its anti-human message, but I definitely noticed it.
But
and there was an anti-white theme to it as well.
Yeah. But I also felt that there was a strong family theme in Avatar that I was okay with, that kind of balanced it out for me, at least a little bit. But in this, it's like I didn't like the movie. I didn't find it engaging. And so and this is what a lot of these Planet of the Apes boil down to, is that human beings are duplicitous. We're a scourge on the planet, blah, 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 blah.
Well, it's also like blamed on humans in the Planet of the Apes for like why they lost their intellect in the first place. Did we miss a $20 super chat? Sorry, let me look for that.
I got
Josh
it.
Fields.
Yep.
Just started adding PCC to my daily list of podcasts while I drive all over the countryside in Iowa delivering cardboard boxes. I'm a UPS driver. Congrats on 2 years. Keep on being awesome.
Thank you. Let's go.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
We plan on it.
Thank you.
But also in Avatar, they first off have a climate message, because the reason why humans are colonizing the Na'vi are because they have made Earth uninhabitable and are, doing space colonization to escape. So basically, we don't deserve a place to live because we're using gas stoves and we, buy too many clothing items. We use too much plastic, et cetera, et cetera. We don't deserve to exist because of that.
You know what I realized? I realized I think this is why I loved the show Person of Interest so much, and I'll give you like a little bit of an explanation why. In the show, in the final 2 seasons, it's basically a face-off between the machine and Samaritan, and the machine is an artificial intelligence that's been designed with human ethics by its creator. And Samaritan is a pure AI that has no human ethics or sentiments.
Isn't it the other way around?
No, the machine is the good one. The machine is the one that has human ethics. Samaritan does
okay.
not. And basically what it comes down to is when Finch created the machine, he wouldn't allow the government to use it directly. They had to get basically the machine to deliver them a social security number, and then human beings would have to go investigate these crimes, because he always wanted a human element to be involved in the process, because if it's just a machine making decisions, it's bad for humanity. And when it comes down to the final storyline, Samaritan is basically what happens if you allow AI to rule the world inherently as a computer. The machine always requires a human element, and the point is they destroy them both so that human beings go back to making decisions for themselves, because the tyranny of AI is not something that humanity will be able to survive. And the whole point of the bad guy, and the great thing in that show, is John Greer is a character who is a human working for Samaritan and wholeheartedly believes that human beings have destroyed the planet. He says, we need this creation to fix the damage that we've done, or if it's too bad, get us to another planet. But he's not portrayed as the good guy. He's portrayed as a bad guy with understandable motives. Mm-hmm. He ends up, spoiler alert if you haven't seen the show, he ends up letting his own AI kill him to further the causes because he believes in it so heavily. But the message of the show is very, very pro-human.
I often wonder what was the point where actors kind of went their own way with the script. Because when I was growing up in the early mid-90s, I remember that it was kind of... I love working in this production. Thank you so much to my director. This is my character. This is my character's characteristics, which was difficult to me because I am X. However, I do identify with this central theme. And it was all kind of like a little script to give you some inkling about the character and create some intrigue about it. Mm-hmm. But now... I feel like it's the complete opposite.
Let me just like commandeer this as my platform.
Yeah. Now it's all about them.
On my mind today.
It's like, well, actually, my character's wrong and I'm super based.
Yeah, actually, I hate my character.
And I don't get it because how? Okay.
Well, she did literally say that she hates her character by virtue of being human.
But I dislike humans a lot.
Yeah. Shane H. Wilder sent us a $20 Disliking humans is genuine evil. All of humanity's history has been to try to better mankind. Does it fail? Oftentimes, yes. In general, people want to help people. I love animals, but will pick a human life over an animal.
Wait, you mean that if there was a house and it was burning down and there was a dog and a stranger? Another one of those stupid questions that's designed to make people on the internet
I would
argue.
save my dog
If there was
over a
like a
stranger.
dog and a human in a house that was burning right next to a woods where there was a man and a bear, which one would you pick? I don't know. I'd choose like maybe the man and the dog, but not the man and the bear. I don't know.
I am strongly feeling like Alex Jones in that clip where he's like talking about Brian Stelter and he's saying like, he is evil. Like I'm literally, I feel
a lot
like
of dogs
that right
are more
now.
human than humans.
But when I hear her say this, I don't hear evil. I hear I think I'm deep because I hate humanity.
It's the most shallow.
It's the same, and not to insult the atheists as a whole, given that I'm an agnostic, but it's what the internet atheist movement was in the early 2010s that just kind of grew into a lot of anti-humanism. Mm-hmm. You know?
I mean, I think that this has been like on my mind for the last few days that climate change propaganda is it's actually just a new form of paganism, because they worship nature and they believe that human sacrifices will, like genuinely sacrificing human lives will bring us the good favor of Mother Nature.
Yeah.
And
craziness.
That's the message underneath it all, really, because it's not based in reality. Like there are manipulated statistics, but the statistics really don't support the outcomes that they're pushing for. It's really kind of just a religion of nature worship.
I'll never understand and look, I see a lot of this on the internet as a whole. It's big on Instagram too, like anti-humanism. It's the pessimism towards the human condition.
That person that you showed me their Instagram story is just constant negativity.
I do have
and
a friend who's just his Instagram, and I love the dude to death. He's a good dude, but in general, it's the type of thing where when you see it, you could not like if but he's not like that necessarily in real life. So it's like if his real life sentiment was like his Instagram stories, you would never be able to spend more than 10 minutes with them because everything that they post is unbelievably cynical and nihilistic. Mm-hmm. And I've just never understood that. It doesn't make sense to me. So.
He needs a wellness check.
But a lot of it is like, look, the doomerism that they've been filled with comes on from all fronts, right? It comes from the news. It comes from who they follow on social media, and all of it done for activist causes, which is even worse.
This is a famous, wealthy actress.
Yes.
What exactly is so horrific about the reality of her life?
I think it's
because she read a climate change article on Salon.
I don't even think it's like that. I think it's truly childlike, this kind of reaction, because I feel like this mythology, like human bad nature by itself actually good, is not only misguided, it's not factual, like even remotely. You know, like the wilderness is a savage.
But this is done. Place. This is done on both sides to kind of dehumanize people and to demoralize you. So anytime you see some stupid video of some person saying, remember the video the other day of the woman who was saying like, or no, like let's talk about the politician eating his own crap that you were talking about, and then you see that stuff and people like bring on the asteroid. It's designed to make you angry.
I've been
humanity.
guilty of that,
but it's designed to do that. Don't let it.
If I can finish my point, so I think that this comes from a place where a lot of people, when they interact with someone that they don't necessarily know, it's kind of tepid platitudes. It's like, oh, lovely weather that we're having, something. And I feel that this is a signaling to other people who don't want to come off as tepid and who truly now try to psychoanalyze it, like don't understand why sometimes we have surface conversations with strangers. Mm-hmm. It's actually quite evolved for us to be.
It's very useful.
Yeah, it's useful. It's kind, you know, it's not savage. And I feel like they're kind of signaling to other people like, oh, I'm an individual because I held these beliefs that everyone has, which is odd. I don't know. I'm really struggling.
It's a form of like, so the weather, airline food.
It's their version of so the weather. It's like, this guy's talking about the weather. I know the weather is bad because Republicans.
I can
want to
think
be
of
friends.
The other example. It's as much as we love pets, right? It's the people who talk about pets online that despise that say like we need pets more than humans because. Okay. So there's a lot of people. It's like your dog loves you. Your dog loves you unconditionally. That's great. And they're like, this is why dogs are better than humans. Why would you need to have a kid when you can just have a pet? All of these things. That is anti-human and it's sentiment to me.
It's anti-human, and I feel like it's ridiculous to think that it's acceptable to be anti all humans, but it's not acceptable to be like anti some humans, right? Like it's like, oh, if you hate everybody and want to kill all of humans, then that's okay.
Fine.
And we can make believe that that's acceptable. But if you're genocidal to one group of people, that's completely beyond the pale. Like, why is it's beyond the pale to be genocidal or to look for the annihilation of human beings. And in its entirety, like just that concept.
It's like the difference between a crime and a hate crime, basically.
No, but you're like even further beyond what you're saying.
It's ridiculous that doesn't like compute with people. It doesn't register that they're like, I'm comfortable with being like.
It's like more loving to collectively hate.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Totally ridiculous.
Let's go to Super Chats, shall we? Andrew Jacobs said, happy 2nd anniversary and 2nd episode of Tim Catholic IRL.
Tim Catholic?
What was the first episode of Tim Catholic?
Yes, when the hell was Tim Catholic IRL? I would like to know.
Was it the first episode Seamus was on?
Must have.
I don't know.
Must have been.
Corey Anderson said, who does the thumbnails? Brett and Gray AI image. They think you don't wear gray.
I wear colors sometimes. Just
I don't think I see you in gray much.
I used to.
It was like, this is going to be on a billboard. I need to wear gray.
No, that's literally just a plain Fruit of the Loom shirt. It was like a day. Like, I made the joke to Mary beforehand. So like whenever the show goes off the air, I will have used one photo for every single photo like that forever.
It's becoming a bit.
I will never shoot a new photo. I will not.
Ever?
Ever.
Ever.
Never.
You're in defiance. Alex making beds and finishing his first novel on the side said,
wow.
Back from the pub quiz as usual, one question was female director who made a movie that made over $1 billion. Thanks, PCC. I knew the answer and we won. Hi, Phil.
Hi.
Greta Gerwig.
Yeah. Is there no other?
I don't believe so. I mean,
that's crazy.
The first Wonder Woman movie made 800 million or 700 million. So close, but no cigar.
Interesting. Sorry. Tacti Plati said, Dane, 25% is how us boomers be hating because can't.
This guy.
What?
Tipping.
Oh.
Tipping.
What is wrong with 25%?
No, he's saying that Dane was mad because I tipped 25%. Personally,
I was genuinely surprised. Okay. Like, I was like, wow, that's very generous. That was my entire reaction.
At a restaurant.
That's beautiful.
At a restaurant, I would do 30.
More than I do.
Brett, man of the people.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah.
They call him Brett Dassatip.
God. I guess he's just better than everyone else.
That's what she said.
Dassatip.
I don't know what I'm saying.
That's what she said. All right, let's hold off on the rest and let's come back after the fact. All right, time to dunk on Romeo and Juliet again.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Phil's excited.
The Romeo and Juliet stage play that Tom Holland is starring in is coming up. It's going to be premiered on Netflix live, actually, which is crazy.
That kind of makes it more this realm.
Yeah, kind of. So it's getting roasted pretty heavily online right now. I mean, I think if you've earned your own Know Your Meme page, then you've been memed into oblivion. It's unfortunate, right? Because they chose this actress for Juliet who is objectively unfortunate looking. To put it in like the least insulting and dehumanizing terms possible. Yeah. I just believe that, like most people, she's unsightly. And I'm seeing a lot of people post this new image that they've released of them face to face as a meme.
It really does look like a Netflix, like a UFC face-off.
Right, especially because Netflix started live premieres with fights with WWE, right?
With UFC.
Or with UFC.
Not WWE. Not
okay.
They're going Netflix. WWE is going to Netflix soon.
Oh, really?
Yes.
But they did. It is framed that way.
Yes.
but she's
just looks
smiling vaguely.
I don't know who made this one, but damn. The Photoshop work there is incredible.
Someone else said, I'm going to tell my kids this was Derek Chauvin and George Floyd.
Oh, man.
Come on. Oh, no. Come on.
This is my other favorite here.
Come on, we're all friends here.
This is my other favorite here.
Man, I mean, what? My only argument.
I mean, he kind of does look like a short cop who turns the body cam off with that haircut.
Well, a lot of people are posting about his haircut right now. I think it looks better than it usually does.
No, I like that haircut on him.
Yeah.
He does look like he taps.
It's a very British bloke haircut.
He looks like he taps the side of your car with the nightstick as he walks up to it.
He looks like a British bloke with this.
I mean, he is British, so that
I
makes
know, but
sense.
he usually doesn't look as British as he does now. But yeah, there's a lot of dunking going on. Another one is this screenshot that's getting reposted of Tom Holland in a TV show from last year where he plays a gay character, engaging in a gay hookup in a public restroom at a nightclub.
Kind of
with
looks
black
like
eyeliner on his eyes.
Looks like Marilyn Manson without the makeup.
I wouldn't make that comparison, but yeah. I mean, he is wearing the makeup there.
My issue with this is that I feel that every time we get to this subject, these studios that create these projects know this is going to happen. And I feel like they do so knowingly, almost to provoke this sentiment and have this sentiment be their marketing.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's like
done for that.
Who's the bad guy then?
Usually, though, we're talking about a Hollywood studio. This is a stage play production. So, like, the production company for the stage play is responsible for casting, and it's more common for stage plays to do race swaps and stuff. And you're also just farther away, so how you look matters less. But they're still publicizing it all over the internet and on Netflix. So same rules apply.
They did win in this because they sold out of their shows and it's getting moved to Broadway after this. So the bad publicity did work for them.
Of course.
Outrage marketing.
And here's an opinion that I've thought of for a long time, but I've kind of held because it's very difficult. It's very difficult to express in a way.
Let it all out.
But I don't care. So what I've noticed with diversity hires and things of that nature is that I feel that every time they try to make a huge point out of it, in my heart I feel they try to get someone that doesn't fit the role, because it is so easy to find a hot black chick. Well, but it's so easy. Well, but I feel
they call that colorism for this.
Whatever.
Because people kept suggesting Zendaya. They're like, "Why didn't you just get Zendaya?" And they're like, "That's colorism."
Well, Zendaya is like way too famous to be on a London stage play.
I mean, so is Tom Holland.
Well, he's not as famous as her.
He's Spider-Man. He's every bit as famous as her. Absolutely.
I think so. And but like Corinne Jean-Pierre, like they could have if their objective was to find a homosexual African American, they could have found one that could string a sentence. But I sometimes feel that they purposely hire unqualified people, be the qualification necessary good looks, be the qualification necessary whatever form of intellect and necessary requirement. And then they're like, "Oh, you don't like him because X." It's like, no.
Do they want to be proven
wrong? It's the unqualified part. It's like it's always a trap that is wrong.
I do not
call
think
people racist.
I do not think that it makes sense for the actress to be black, regardless of how hot she is or not. I don't think it makes sense.
I understand that.
It's something that's total. When it comes to that, like the actress and stuff. When it comes to Broadway stuff, I don't care. You know what I mean?
What if it's a movie? Because really now, I saw this tweet that's comparing actresses who've played Juliet in like film adaptations. So, Brett, could you pull that up?
Yep.
It's from 1968 to 1996, the Leonardo DiCaprio version. And then now. And, that's a downgrade, regardless of how you put it. Thank you.
What I'm saying is that I feel like it's done so purposely to reprimand you, and what we were talking about it earlier, and one of his most funny lines from Milo is that the best part about not being a Democrat is not having to pretend that Michelle Obama's hot. And I feel that it's that logic applied to everything in all of this. Like, I don't know.
It's gaslighting.
Yeah,
right?
It's gaslighting.
Somebody said show the UFC meme again. There you go.
Like I saw,
and I'm not particularly good looking either. So like, you know, I'm not trying to be like.
Well,
as a
my
handsome,
point
like,
when I made the comment when we were watching Fallout, and I said everybody looks dysgenic. And so it's like, well, you look pretty dysgenic yourself. I was like, yeah, and I'm not a Hollywood actor. That's the point. Like, that's the point.
Not saying that you're dysgenic. They were saying that.
Yeah, but what I'm saying
is,
like,
even
yes,
if you were,
yeah,
it wouldn't make sense because you're criticizing a piece of art. And you know, it's gaslighting because this is what shows like the toxicity of women is situations like this. Because I just see countless comments from, you know, women who run stan accounts saying, she's actually gorgeous. Like, what are you talking about?
That.
Like, stop.
Like the Lizzo thing.
Stop this shit. Like, we both know that you're lying. Like, cut the shit right now. I can see right through your comments.
Am I cooking or did I just put a DiGiorno in the oven? Like, which was it?
You're cooking.
Okay, this one actually might be my new favorite. I love Demolition Man.
I mean, it's fun. And then you're putting this girl in this situation.
Yeah,
No, yeah, it sucks.
That's what I'm
for
saying.
her.
That, all the comments were like, you've set this girl up for therapy.
You have.
I mean, there were also like some shady comments that were like, not gonna lie, I hope she has a good support system around her right now.
That was like day one. Everyone
Like,
was
just
like,
log out. Like, log out of whatever these apps are and do your thing. It's a job at the end of the day.
But if you're her, what can you what are you supposed to do? Like, if they come to me, Dane, you need to play, I don't know.
I'm sure she's not under the impression that she is like some kind of like world-renowned beauty.
Well, yeah. But like, what I'm saying is like, Dane, you should be James Bond. I was like, well, I'm not terribly good looking or athletic though, nor British. Even though my Jordan Peterson is so good. You guys want to hear it?
Sure,
Go for it.
Okay. Unlike my daughter. Thanks. Anyway, but like for real,
Okay.
like they just keep doing this, setting them up for failure, and then blaming it on us. But at some point, I feel to one of these like studio leaders, they need to be confronted with this so they can give their stupid progressive speech and have it hold no water.
Well, financially, they're winning because all of the people trashing it online aren't people who are going to see a stage play of Romeo and Juliet in London anyways.
Correct.
So you can't boycott Balenciaga if you weren't in this tax bracket to be casually purchasing Balenciaga items. It's like kind of out of reach, but I get what you're saying, like on a broader scale. And you know, Tom Holland is kind of putting himself in the position for failure too, because like now
He's not.
his GF or maybe soon to be fiance was just in a movie about her like getting railed by two other dudes.
But this guy is all about, I don't know. I feel like he's the golden child of the progressive hive mind.
Yeah.
He gets everything
He loves
wants.
cross-dressing.
Yeah, he did the whole Rihanna dance. It's like, I'm fierce and all that.
Said that they should race swap.
He's
Peter
like
Parker
the
next.
version of Timothy Chalamet that can be publicly humiliated.
But he does so almost like honored. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
humiliation ritual, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you never ask. And for that he gets his blessings.
I
But
don't get
know.
his appeal, honestly, but
the other example I would give is if you ever saw the movie Romeo Must Die, which is an adaptation from a movie, he had Aaliyah. And nobody cared because Aaliyah was one of the biggest stars in the world at the time and unbelievably gorgeous. Rest in peace, Aaliyah. We miss you.
And the whole marketing was like, hello, everyone. It's Romeo and Juliet. But Juliet's black. Mic drop. Thank you. We did it. Congratulations. We landed. Like, whereas this, it just, again, it's always the forceful, on the nose rendition made for the conversation that no one wants to have except people on Twitter who are terminally online.
Yeah. Yep.
You know?
It is fair to point out that this type of race swap was always far more common in stage plays than it was in movies and television until recently. So in that community, this isn't a big deal. It really is the fact that people are like, why does she look that way?
I'm just offended that they didn't hire a white actress to then, what do they call it? Black up.
That's what the guy said. Yeah, because I want them to black up.
And it was a black guy who said it.
Yes,
You can't blame us. He was the one who said it. It's the word they use, or the term they use for blackface in the UK, apparently.
Yep.
He was condoning it.
Yep, he said you should black up. I mean, it's just, and then Billy D. Williams said the same thing.
He was like, return to tradition.
So Billy D. Williams was on with Bill Maher saying that blackface should be okay, and Bill Maher's like doing his best to not have a seizure while condemning
He's just like
it.
nervously smoking weed in the corner.
Terrified.
He was trying
you're
to
gonna ruin my career. You're gonna ruin my career.
He's like trying to both condemn what he's saying while not condemn what he's saying, because it's not okay for him to condemn at all.
But
it was hilarious.
If you're this chick's friend, how do you advise her? Do you be like, hey, listen, you're not hot.
You throw her phone in a blender.
You're gonna get roasted on the internet, and it's gonna ruin you're emotionally forever.
You take your friend's phone and you put it in a blender.
Is that what you should do?
Yes.
Like, I mean, earnestly. Like, how do you advise someone like that? Because I feel it'd be so obvious.
I mean, I think that she has probably decided, like, I don't enjoy getting flamed on the internet, but I'm getting a huge paycheck, so let's go.
You know, if they asked me to play Kobe Bryant in the next biopic, I feel like
Would you do it?
It would peeve. I think
That
I would
might
do
be
it,
the only one
but it would peeve people, and I would understand.
I'm actually kind of, as much as I condemn and hate biopics, it'll be really interesting to see what they do with the Kobe Bryant biopics.
Is that announced?
No, but I'm just saying that'll happen.
I just did.
It's gonna happen.
It's me, guys.
It'll be because I'm pretty sure that you'll get two types, right? You'll get the ones that address the allegations, and then you'll get ones that don't address the allegations. And
a lot of people don't even know that there are allegations. So
Yeah,
as a whole, I feel like the sad part of that is like Kobe Bryant is one of those last great bastions of like really pushing hard work and determinate. Like he really was the dude who outworked everyone in the league. So making a movie about him actually could be very inspirational, but doing so while addressing the things that had been, the claims would be very, very interesting to see how that was handled. Kind of like how they did the various Elvis movies, the Baz Luhrmann one, and then and then Priscilla. And
I just want Michael Cera to play Kobe Bryant in the biopic. That's
perfect.
What will satisfy me.
I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm down. All right, let's go to Super Chats.
just imagine, dude.
Drewish AF said, "Blonde Brett makes me want to transition just to be able to stand a chance at marriage."
I don't blame you.
Oh, hi, Phil, Mary, and Dane, the Lithuanian. Cheersies.
What?
The only Lithuanian
Cheersies.
we've seen recently is that dude who created the portals.
True.
Right?
You don't really think about Lithuanians that much.
Oh, somebody was like, somebody mentioned one of the biggest pet peeves is when somebody mentions something completely innocuous or a famous person that maybe you just haven't heard of, and they're like, I can't believe people that host a pop culture podcast wouldn't know that. And they said, they're like, Bjork is pretty famous. I can't believe a pop culture podcast wouldn't know that she was from Iceland. I'm like, what? What?
I think I saw the comment. Yeah. It was like, not that we didn't know who she was, but that we didn't know she's from Iceland.
I was like, I knew who she was. I think I have an old like skating section to a Bjork song. Sorry, I didn't look up her place of birth or where she resides currently.
I knew she was Icelandic.
Deep shame.
What has Bjork been up to in recent years anyway?
I don't know.
Just carrying those royalties.
Yeah,
on her
upset the
shoulders.
genre's more saturated now.
Actually true.
Yes.
She made room for the Doja Cats of the world.
Doja Cat.
Yeah, very saturated genre now compared to when she started.
Shane H. Wilder said, next we will get McEmo Gloomy Meal. It'll be a black box, and when you open it, it'll play, tonight will be the night that I will fall for you. Yeah, I would love that, actually. I would fully support McEmo's.
Do two more.
Like, which Simple Plan song? I'm just a kid.
Oh,
that.
Bird Flu.
I'm sorry, I can't be.
I hate all this.
I hate that.
Bird Flu C. Williams says, remember Tattoo? The
Yeah.
band Tattoo? Yes. Yeah.
What about it?
Yeah.
That's
Two
all
Russian girls.
Yes.
That was a super chat.
That's I think
remember
that was like the original Gay for Pay.
True. And then one of them said that if she had a gay son, she would disown him.
Literally what?
Of the tattoo chicks?
Yeah, one of them said
Whoa.
that. Dr. Flatty said cinnamon twists aren't terrible. Live Moss. I'm glad someone is
This guy
defending them.
is just my arch nemesis. I despise everything about
Let's
him.
do one more.
Wow. Kilo Bravo said, happy anniversary, y'all. Living Moss on our drive, too. Cheers to my favorite Fab 4.
So we're like double.
We're double.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Mary, it's time to move on. Let's talk about what's going on with CG Project Red.
Yes, there is a game studio that recently received an award for giving their female employees menstrual leave. They get free days off on their period if they choose to, take advantage of such a benefit. And, ironically, the gaming studio is called CD Projekt Red. There's an emphasis on the red part.
It's funny because we did cover this kind of like a couple years, like a year ago when GOG did this.
Yeah, a different gaming studio
that's owned by CD Projekt Red.
Yeah, is owned by CD Projekt Red started the practice, and it said their parent company was also looking into adopting the same practices. So they did, and this is the award they received. The Diversity Charter Award for our menstrual leave benefit in the category of, quote, innovative approach to diversity, equity, and inclusion in business, which honors organizations showcasing outstanding commitment to fostering an inclusive workplace. This category is chosen by internet users, so thank you to everyone who voted for us. So here are some interesting stats on their menstrual leave.
Phil's face right now is amazing.
39% of eligible Red employees have taken menstrual leave at least once. On a monthly average, 11.3% of eligible Red employees use this benefit, which was really surprising to me because I would think that it would be all the female employees using it to their advantage, but it's not that many. And then 57% used menstrual leave at least twice, with 1% using it every month. So it's not actually like that bad. But my question was like, why would you want to publicize to all of your coworkers when you're menstruating anyway?
Bros,
that is uncomfortable.
Bros, it is time to start asking for Final 4 days off, where you get days off to go to sporting events and other such things that have nothing to do with your job.
Do you finally have a comeback for me?
What do you mean?
About me saying that you need menstrual leave?
No, honestly, I was genuinely, I don't, is this a bad idea? I don't think it is.
I'm not even sure it's a bad idea in and of itself.
Do other countries do
this?
The
grandstanding about it is what gets to me.
It's both.
Yeah,
it's both a horrible idea.
The thing is,
the idea that you are incapable of behaving or performing your job because you are having... Because you're not feeling well,
lady troubles. Because you're surfing the crimson wave, if you will. I learned that one from
some chicks get nuked by it, right?
Well, if it's debilitating, then
that's a medical issue which you would have paid time off for anyway.
Exactly. The idea that just every woman needs to have time off for their period.
I don't know.
Ridiculous. It's absurd, and it lowers the bar for women. It means that it's saying women are not capable of managing their lives and their bodies the way that men are. It's factual. It's like men get sick, women get like...
it's a fact. And the 9-to-5 normal corporate work week, like, it's definitely something that is more suited to the male hormonal cycle, which is daily instead of monthly. Like, that is a truth. And yet we live on. We go on doing our jobs anyway. And we make the best of it, right?
Why would a company hire a woman? The joke is always like, why would they hire men? Why would they hire men when they can pay women less for the same job? Why would they hire women if they can hire men to do the job without taking days off?
Tim tweeted like, why do companies or it was like, why don't companies hire women that they can pay 25% less unless it means that women don't do their jobs as well? So you really can't win trying to refute that.
That's among the greatest Tim tweets. My personal favorite is some guys like fat chicks.
Good stuff.
I'll never forget.
Good stuff.
But honestly, I mean, oh God, I hate being. I don't want to be like the pandering progressive, but it's like, I kind of see Phil's point. It's like it's a sick day. No,
Right.
Was that your point?
Then they
It's
should
we
make,
both-
then
just
it
call
should
it
be
a sick day.
labeled a
Yeah.
mental
But,
health day and available to all.
Look,
It's not mental health,
I
right?
think that co-ed workplaces and the entirety of society becoming co-ed has been a net negative for society and like for men and women. But there's not really an immediate solution to that. And like in once again in Mary's ideal dictatorship world, maybe we would have like some really nice amenities like menstrual seclusion huts that are kind of comfortable and not oppressive, where you can go and like wait it out together with the rest of the girls, and that would be nice. But that's not the society we live in.
In
Go to work. do
in
your
DC,
job,
there's a lot
quit
of
complaining.
there's actually things like that.
In other countries, it's more so like
No,
you're
in Washington
banished.
DC.
My favorite is when women.
Wait,
when-
there's a menstrual seclusion hut in DC.
I think so. There was a lactation area, and there was kind of.
Oh, well, that's different.
No, but there was like an area that was just for girls that had like feminine hygiene things.
What?
Yeah, I swear.
What does that even mean? It's just a whole broom closet full of tampons?
It was kind of.
What does that mean?
It was like phone. Listen, you tell me. It was like kind of phone booth sized.
Okay.
It had like feminine hygiene products, and it was understood that it was like for girls to chill there.
In the space of a phone booth.
Yeah.
That doesn't even sound very
What do you want me to say? I
enjoyable,
didn't
but
build
okay.
it. I didn't.
Women gonna women.
Yeah, it's.
Women are always gonna women. That's fine. But they said these numbers, along with the recognition we've received, show that Red employees are using this benefit responsibly and highlight the safety and supportiveness of our workplace.
You know what there needs? You know the inside joke or the joke that's always like when men get a cold and they act like they're dying. There needs to be the male version of this where every month a guy can take a men's cold day.
Look,
where he feels like he's dying.
I
and he
think
just takes the day off.
we're not acknowledging that men can menstruate too.
Yeah, this is trans exclusionary.
It's
Thank
very
God.
exclusionary.
And it's going to breed contempt when men have to pick up the slack for the women who aren't coming to work
if
that
there
day.
isn't enough contempt between the sexes already.
It's
There's-
completely
there's-
hypocritical because I'm told every day that equality is what we were shooting for, and
Yeah.
women can do anything.
We're
men
Okay,
can
but
do.
here's my argument.
Except for
about
show up to work 5
equality.
days a week.
This
They're gonna be
cacophony
screaming
right now.
about equality and how powerful they are and blah blah blah. But oh my God, my stomach hurts. I need 4 days off.
Okay, I don't think
Women,
they realize
we're powerful.
Excuse me,
That
man,
is-
I'm talking about women right now.
that is not normal. Like having
No, they're-
debilitating conditions
That's
during
part
your
of my
period is
point.
not a normal thing to experience.
That's
I don't know
part of my
why they
point.
think
Is it
it
really?
is.
Like, I know a
you
bunch
know
of
they're
chicks.
gonna be
That-
tons of people using it to take advantage of it.
They're saying that because like I think it's just because people are so hormonally out of whack these days. Like everything is an endocrine disruptor. But that is not normal.
They're like, look, we just announced The Witcher 4, but it's being delayed because all these women are taking days off.
Yeah.
So the
That'd be so
game's going to be a
dope.
year behind, guys.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Listen, the sandwich is gonna get made. Okay, but why can't this be an olive branch into the, you know what? We are not the same.
Exactly. That,
You know what?
that
That's
is
what it-
so true.
yeah. So
That
why
is
not
true.
lean
In
into it?
fact,
Never admit
let's
that.
take it a step further. I think, remember in the mid 2010s when people were talking about like radical feminists free bleeding on public transportation?
Okay, that's
Now
not where I was going. But
suddenly the conversation is that, it's not women who menstruate. They're menstruators and they can be men or women or theys. And I think it would be very trans exclusionary for feminists to bring free bleeding back. Now, I'm not going to start it. I'm not going to start it. But you first, right?
I
It could
don't.
be revolutionary.
Also, let's face
Do you
it.
agree with me? I don't know what's
No,
going on.
I really, I agree to an extent,
Right?
but that's not going to be the outcome.
Yeah, it's not going to be
Unfortunately.
the outcome because then trans people, like everyone,
not that.
trans people are going to be like, oh, like me, and it's like, and everyone's going to be like, yeah.
It's the inconsistent
I'm not even gonna say what I'm thinking
worldviews.
right now.
It is the inconsistent worldviews of saying everyone that they're powerful, that they can do everything men can do, and then brag about getting days off. But that's
Well,
not the
it's
most.
so unfortunate because these women like actually having a menstrual cycle is the exact reflection of what they're able to do that men can't, and they're seeing it as a handicap, and that's really sad to me.
Well, I mean, these companies do the same thing when they offer you the ability to fly somewhere else to get an abortion. Okay, but it's not just that. It's the fact that somewhere, somehow, a group of people created an award that rewards something that has absolutely no net benefit to society.
What if they made... Okay, so they have this for chicks, but they had... okay, I don't... Oh my God, Dane, you're playing with fire! What if they had like a... I'm going to try to PG the best I can. Like a dude benefit. That's like...
We have a $200 super chat.
Whoa.
Sorry,
Francisco.
Francisco Sanchez Jr. said, "What is this? PCC has reached the terrible twos.
It's gonna get worse, guys.
Happy anniversary, Goldilocks and Jonathan
Cheers.
Nolan's #1 fan."
I am
Hi,
Jonathan
Phil and
Nolan.
Dane.
I didn't like Fallout,
Hi.
so I'm not Jonathan Nolan's #1 fan because I don't really care for Westworld, and I'm Jonathan Nolan's like number 37 fan.
What if dudes can get a day where they can be out of pocket?
They can just say racist and sexist things all day.
Why not all month?
Yeah.
Okay, but like one day is like, oh, sorry, it was out of pocket day.
I'm sorry. The obvious
Toots.
answer to this
Weekday.
is to make it a mental health day and make it available to all of them. But they won't do that
Gay.
because
But
you
that would be
can't virtue
gay.
signal about that. In fact, no. Here's the thing.
No, you
You
can.
can virtue signal about that, but you can't virtue signal about it to a certain group,
I think
meaning women.
I think it being mental health day is even funnier. No?
Menstrual health, mental health.
It'd
It
be
almost
mental
sounds the same.
Menstrual health day.
Thank you.
Oh man, the gulag's gonna be great, guys.
We're gonna need you to. We're gonna need you to do the second one manually.
No, I
right?
manually did the second.
Okay.
I manually did the first. No, here's what it is. I say you will let them do it, but they have to write like bad poetry or do period blood art if they want it.
No, but
they have
for
to
real-
come back with period blood art.
Can't this? For real. Can't this be like a segue into the admission that there's difference between the sexes?
No, they will never allow that to happen.
It's weird how they wrote all of this statement without saying the word women once.
not once.
Not female, not, no mention of the fact that the people actually affected by the policy are women.
But CD Projekt Red was also the studio when Anita Sarkeesian came huffing and puffing. It's like, well, it sure would be bad if you got woke canceled. And they were like, F you.
She literally is.
Wait, so that's the original, like,
I believe so, wasn't it? That?
victim of Anita
No,
Sarkeesian?
not the original. That
Oh, okay.
she's
Just
got
one.
a list.
I mean, that
of
was her
bodies.
job as a whole, was to show up with a baseball bat to your.
I like
sort of go-
your impromptu baseball bat.
She's like, sure would be a problem if sure would suck if something happened to your shop here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they listened.
Yep.
They did.
This is their payback.
Look, that's the problem, right? Is they will never admit it that this is a. That
They
this is
are
something that makes them
losing.
different.
They are lame. And I told you this progressive.
I really hope
dead.
they
It's
start
dead.
blaming all late games on women. They're like, look, nobody showed up at
Sorry.
the office last month. The ladies were out like 39% of the time. How are we supposed to get games done?
I wonder.
Listen,
don't get games done
progressivism is
anymore.
dead. Like
That's
this is.
Games don't get done. They release games and they finish them like, well, they recruit all of the fan base or player base to help them find all the bugs. And just put them out and they
like
like
people-
send a couple patches and they're like, all right, we're good now.
The culture's shifting, man. You gotta grab that bull by the horns.
But you said that once woke is gone, it'll be replaced by something even worse.
Unless we can interject, and we could be the worst thing.
Well, we are the worst.
Don't you wanna?
Yeah.
I'm the worst.
I'm telling you, give the men days to go play sports.
be out of pocket.
and do stuff. They
No,
want to do.
no,
Nice
don't
shirt.
give anybody any
I
more
don't know.
time off. Go to work and shut up.
Do your job. Shut up. All right. Oh, and it's not just that, Mary. We've also
are
we
we
also
gonna
have a
go to the
question
next
deposit.
one?
You yes.
Yeah, this is an important question for the ages. Do women belong in gaming? And it's almost something that you will get vilified for even calling into question, obviously.
Yes.
But I think that a lot of female gamers have expressed deep discomfort with the culture of gaming, especially banter. And
Yes.
just the kind of vile things that are said over voice chat.
We're gonna get like a very improperly timed crisis party that's going to happen in the middle of this
Darn it.
clip.
Okay.
It's gonna happen.
This Twitch streamer, Taylor Morgan, she posted this clip from one of her streams in which an anonymous male voice is making threats of grape at her. In not even like a direct way, really. We'll watch the video. But she has posted this clip and tagged Riot Games, threatening to boycott the company if they don't address the issue after she cried on stream.
Let's listen to it.
Yeah.
So here we go.
And by the way, he has a thick Australian accent. So
Ew, no.
disclaimer for that.
Mute it.
Got a trigger warning.
Thank you for that. I hate that accent.
Yeah.
Arnar.
Especially on chicks.
Arnar.
Well, this is a guy. So
The guy is the Australian one.
You are literally just fucking all talk, bro.
Oh, be honest with me.
My ult's ready.
Do you know what rape feels like?
Oh, come on.
No, I don't actually.
Well, do you want to know?
Are you saying you're gonna rape me?
Because you're heading on the right path right now.
Are you saying you're gonna rape me?
You're going on the right path for it.
Is that what you're saying?
Oh, God.
It's not rape if I like it.
Come on.
Ripe.
Is it now?
Can you have this on the show?
Well, no, because we're just showing what someone else has said. So she like cut off his mic, started crying, and then
I
ended
was
his stream.
crying, but she looked.
No, she looked like she was very disturbed. So here's what she tweeted in response. I've never made a more desperate plea than what I am about to say. At Riot Games, at Riot Support, I need you guys to effing do something. I'm an incredibly strong person, and I have been streaming for a very long time, but absolutely nothing prepares you for someone saying this to you. The suspensions are not enough. Nothing will ever stop these men from acting this way until hardware bans go into play. They should never be able to play this game again. I know you hear us. I know you see us. If this goes unpunished, I am taking this as an active act from you that you do not give a single F about any of the women and minorities that play your game, and I will rally to boycott. This is just absolutely not on.
What does this have to do with minorities?
Hardware ban means like what do you
They
want?
would ban a
IP
MAC
ban?
address, I think, instead of IP. Like the MAC address of the
okay,
device.
all right.
I don't know exactly how it works, but yeah, make sure that they can never play the game again.
You know, I believe someone will eventually kowtow to this, and they will get the target effect 1,000 times.
What
over.
does the minorities have to do with this?
That's what I said. I was
Women
like,
are a minority. Didn't you know
But
that?
also, like,
Yeah,
so she's
it's-
saying,
oh,
like,
God.
so she's saying that
We're the biggest minority on the planet.
Minority men wouldn't be able to take the banter back and forth, which is
They
unbelievable.
do all the time. In fact, they dish it out like just as much.
It is fair to point out that she did admit to basically blocking him and then unblocking him to use this for content.
Yeah. Like, look at this person being mean to me. Feel sorry for me. Wah.
Yeah.
It's beneficial to her. She gets attention,
Yeah.
gets more followers, and possibly gets money. And
This
so
is how
on.
this is how men in competition talk to each other.
Yeah.
and shit
But
talk
I don't
is a
think
thing.
men tell other men that they're gonna rape them. Like, is that a thing?
Yes.
That's kind of gay.
No.
It's a little
Not
bit
like
gay.
if you're going to like playing a video game, you're gonna rape the other team.
Well,
that's
but
something
like
that
to an
gets deep.
individual, would you say that like in a
That
lobby?
is
like,
that is not.
say the most
that is
vile thing to
not
get in their head, yes.
outside of the realm of what I would consider perfectly normal banter in a video game.
Yep.
If I
I'm
heard
sure it's
if someone
like-
said I'm gonna rape you, Phil,
sure it's
I would be
vulgar,
like,
but-
okay, that's completely
but
normal.
but then you would
for a
just
video
say
game.
that he's gay, right? Because it's gay.
I'm sure that I would have already said that among a lot of other
Lots of
things.
things. It's a safe space for vulgarity.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's really what it really is. It's just vulgarity. you
And
know?
oh man, wow, this episode, right? 2 years, what a great time. Where can we do it then? Like, this is a question. I'm not saying like that's like the angle that I would like to take it, but like for men to let off steam and say gross things that they don't mean for the lulz, where can we do it?
This was the problem. So you know when
Where is it deemed acceptable?
J.K. Rowling
any
keeps
place a
talking
woman
about
any place a woman can't see.
and whenever J.K. Rowling talks about the destruction of women's spaces, I said, but it was men's spaces you came for first.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Boy Scouts of America is no longer, granted,
Yep.
that's not the greatest example of a group
It's
that's
actually
exactly good. But the point is that every space that was once allowed to be boys only, where men could interact with other men without having to worry about the feelings of women or what it meant for a woman's interpretation of what you said, have been systematically decimated and removed because it's been labeled as patriarchal and bad for society.
They've been taken away. Yes,
It's been gone. It's been removed. That's a problem because
Yeah.
men have impulses towards competition that will not fit within society that women want.
And look at what look at the way the kicker from Kansas City is being treated just for speaking about things that are positive masculinity, and he's being absolutely excoriated by a ton of people. Anytime you say anything that is pro-men, pro-masculine, or anything like that, you are going to put a target on your back because society hates the idea that men might have problems that society has not, that society does not offer a solution for, or that society might have caused.
What offends me is that, I don't know, these people who, you know, they're always like hitting themselves on the back about how they're so intellectual and all their degrees and all this shit. And it's like, in situations like this, nuance, common sense, like basic understanding of the situation is all in the air. And suddenly no one knows what's happening. No one knows what's going on. No one knows that it's a joke. No, I mean, by the way, it's in poor taste. We know. Like,
well, it's like obviously not a real actionable
called
threat.
being rough around the edges.
Yeah, and I hate always having to do these platitudes to people who understand the point, but they will deny it for political and social reasons. And I hate always having to appeal to you fuckers.
Here's the other thing.
But it's like, no, I guess leave it there then.
And here's the thing. Men would shame other men for speaking, for what she said. Men would shame a guy if he said, you should ban this person because of what he said to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, everybody should be shamed for this in this instance. It has nothing to do with her being a woman. If a guy came out and said, a guy was mean to me and said mean things to me, did you mute them? Well, yes, but then I unmuted them so I could record this video. They'd be like, you're an idiot. Go away.
It's hard for me to believe that she's been doing this and she's been streaming herself, like playing games for a very, very long time, as she says, and never heard a comment like that.
Yep.
Like never? Nothing prepared you for it? There was no toxicity before? Because that would just make me think there's really not a huge prevalent problem of toxicity in gaming anyway.
There's also like a give and take that you have to have as a creator, right? So like people say mean stuff about us in the comments, right? Fair point. Mm-hmm. You can put your videos up without comments open, but your engagement will drop significantly and your content will get way less views. So if you want to create content and you want to make it public and you want people to be able to share their opinions so you can grow your brand or whatever it is that you're promoting, you have to be able to take the good with the bad. That's just part of it. Learn to just not listen.
I don't know if women can do that though.
No.
Which is an important point. I don't think women have that capacity to just ignore or just turn off their feelings like men can. Like
when somebody
there's
says
really
something
not
negative about me, I just kind of, I'm like, good one. Like especially if it's actually,
yeah, dude.
Like if it's actually funny, it's just like, that was actually clever. Like that's, you have to be able to first of all laugh at yourself. In a lot of senses. This is a little bit different because it's what she's categorizing as a threat. But everybody knows that an internet threat is not the same thing. Never has been.
Look, I don't feel sorry for her unless that this like exaggerated reaction is coming from some kind of trauma she experienced.
Yeah.
But otherwise, like, you really just need to grow up. I don't know what else there is to say. And also just trying to like blackmail this company.
Yeah, like
with your viral tweet, like you're a weirdo.
Yeah, my unique experience is representative of literally every single woman and minority. Like,
and it goes to what you're saying earlier. What they have when something like this happens, men shrug it off and just move on. Women want to fundamentally change the way something is run. To satisfy their feelings.
They want to speak to the manager.
And it's all about safety.
I wouldn't say it's specifically women, though women tend to have the impulse more than men, but it is that impulse to go out and change this thing that I find dissatisfying or whatever.
Which is why a lot of people now, they say, no, you should gatekeep your communities.
There should be gatekeeping.
Because if you don't gatekeep your communities, people are going to come in, they're going to tell you they support it 110%, and then incrementally, it's going to change little by little. Like, yeah, but couldn't we do this a little bit better? Couldn't we do this a little bit better?
Gatekeeping is not only good, gatekeeping is necessary if you are going to keep any organization or institution true to its founding goals. If it's not, the price of admission is you must agree with the people inside. It should be the way that it is. If you want to come in and hang out with us, you have to come in and hang out and be like us.
Yeah.
You can't come in and say, well, this is not satisfying to me, and I don't like this, and I don't like that. And you
Make
have to
your own
change
thing.
this. Exactly. Make your own thing. And this is part of. It goes to the notion of, or speaks to the problem that people see and consistently discuss about, like rebooting property with a new social justice take on it and stuff. It's taking an existing thing that people already like and injecting your opinion into it, and oftentimes the injection of that opinion destroys what the original thing was.
Mm-hmm.
Woden Shot, for instance, says, like this PCC hangout you guys have, can we get rid of this Brett guy? Yes.
No.
Yes, you can.
No,
Wow.
We cannot.
I disavow.
Just while we're talking about banter.
Totally disavow.
Never.
Totally
Ban
disavow.
him, they say. Ban him. Thank you for that, Woden Shot. We always appreciate that. All right, let's go Super Chats.
The Last of My Kind said McDonald's painted all their buildings depression gray and now got rid of the happy from the Happy Meal.
That is
what
true.
aboutism is the opposite of Batman?
That absolutely is true, that they just made all the McDonald's just the same annoying, depressing, boring-looking, postmodern place.
I've heard some people really like that design.
Have you seen that meme of the kids that like painted a huge picture of themselves at a McDonald's and then put it up in a McDonald's and it's still there?
I think the fundamental divide between like older Gen Z and younger Gen Z is like who remembers the old McDonald's roofs.
Yeah.
That I do remember that. Like not a lot, but I do remember it vaguely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like now it says like anytime you see a business that took over where a Pizza Hut is, they're like,
Well, they had the same roof.
yeah.
Weirdly, people don't remember that.
Dude,
like,
I
there was-
remember the Wendy's dollar menu.
Mm-hmm.
It was truly.
Wendy's when it was yellow used to hit different.
Can you believe like McDonald's has a 2 and 3 and maybe 4 sometimes dollar menu?
When I
Like,
think about the whole we used to be a country, I always go to the Wendy's dollar menu. I was like, damn.
There's a great meme of like
So good.
a Dairy Queen truck in a McDonald's parking lot. It says the novices called the expert to fix the ice cream machine.
how is it that the food keeps getting more expensive and we're getting fatter? Like there's
I
a
don't know,
barrier
man.
to entry here. I don't know. The Last of My Kind said never eat pizza in El Salvador. Live Mas for lunch.
Just sounds like good advice.
Noted.
The DJ Foy said, take a step to freedom. You and her loathing this cruel world. Take a breath of shelter, then exhale trust and allegiance. Liberate yourself from hell. Happy 2nd anniversary and May 16th, guys.
Cheers.
Is May 16th a holiday?
I don't know.
It is now.
That Stanzatastic said, I don't understand why or how this works. Brett in the wig is funnier. The Riz is off the charts. Like it's injecting hilarious juice into brain.
Well, then we should have gotten to the 5 crisis parties before the end of the intro, and you would have
You're never
gotten the
gonna see it
wig
again.
You're never going to see it again now. That's not my fault. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, this is just how
You
it is.
had your chance. You blew it.
Corey Anderson said, be nice to AI, just like the sketchy guy at work.
I love unhinged bowling graphics. Have you ever seen those? It's like,
What?
you ever seen those videos? It's
Oh, yeah.
There's the
Yeah.
one of like the 2 pins and the one pin gives the other pin like a note to not come to school the next day.
Oh yeah.
The Last of My Kind said, ordered a calzone at Domino's in Tokyo. It had crab meat in it. Bleh. So yes, Phil, dough, sauce, and cheese can be ruined.
I do remember.
Crab calzone.
That's dough, sauce, cheese, and crab, dummy.
I do remember eating McDonald's in Spain and being like, this just tastes
point.
healthier.
What?
Wait, what did you...
So I do remember eating McDonald's in Spain and just
I get it.
feeling like
Well,
it
they-
tasted healthier.
It is healthier. Like
'cause
they
the-
actually have laws.
Yeah.
Bonk Bonk 92 said Apple products give me diarrhea. Steve Wozniak's dream is long dead.
Okay.
Ooh,
I don't know what
Moving
that
on.
means. Okay. Is no one going to tell me?
Dunno.
I don't
DCNC.
know.
Okay. DCNC said happy birthday PCC except Dane.
Oh.
Ah.
Thanks.
See, and Dane's gonna go and cry for him to be banned now.
If PCC doesn't do anything about this for minorities and women,
We're rallying a boycott.
That was the most insidious thing she said was, if you don't do something about this, I am going to assume that you don't care about that, which is the most manipulative bullshit
super garbage.
ever.
Super garbage. That woman is absolute trash.
Probably be president one day.
She has the makings of a future president.
Seriously.
Marco said, happy 2-year anniversary. Crunch, 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 crunch.
There was a lot of crunching.
Yeah.
There was.
Shane H. Wilder said, I'm literally eating Taco Bell with y'all. Chew all you want. Live Moss.
Thank you, my friend.
We will. Sorinko Productions said, hashtag bring back blonde Brett. Congrats on 2 years of PCC, Brett and Mary. Thanks for being the best background sound from 3 to 5 p.m.
Well, you had your chance and you blew it.
We aim to please with being background noise for all of you.
Mm-hmm. That Stanzatastic said timestamps for this episode. Crunch, crunch, crunch.
Look, the more you ask, the less we want to give them to you.
I'll just do random timestamps and then put crunch on all of them.
Nice.
You guess.
Do it.
Joe T said, Brett, time to kick ass and eat Taco Bell, but I'm all out of ass. Okay.
Okay. I love that.
You loved that one.
Okay.
Nice.
That Stanzatastic. Which is worse, that decolonization breakfast or the piss drinker? At this rate, I'm scared where we will be in a month or two.
The piss drinker was way worse.
By far.
Way worse. Are you kidding me? That shit ruined my day.
Oh, is it one of these old Jack guys? It's always old Jack guys like, actually, if you eat this, you're super Jack.
Basically.
Don't forget the steroids.
Yeah, like they do all that, and then they do like they're taking like a massive stack of juice.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking about the way that jar looked.
The top layer.
Like, why was there a layer anyway? Why was there a layer?
He drank pee.
Yes.
Was he running for German government?
Yeah. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe he's setting himself up for a career to be a career politician.
Okay.
See there, Mary. I wouldn't want that guy running for office.
True.
I wouldn't
Oh,
want that guy
but
running
the
for office.
poop smearing you would?
No, I wouldn't. That was the whole point.
Mr.
As long as you eat your own poop in your own home, then it's okay.
As long as you're not.
That's what America's about. That's what America.
As long as you're
Listen.
Is that the...
We're having a moment.
Oh, man.
Dan looks like he's gonna have a heart attack.
Okay, we're gonna keep on going.
Oh, man.
Otis Crinkle said, would you rather be lost in the woods with a man or an ape?
Same
It
thing.
depends on the ape, though.
Same.
It depends on the ape. Some of them are aggressive and some of them aren't.
A great ape? Are you talking about like chimpanzees and gorillas? Because hell no.
Is it implied that we're homies, though?
Oh, if it were a chimp, like, I would go with a man, yeah.
Yeah. any kind of great ape? No. Baboons? Probably not.
Orangutans are usually safe.
But what if it's like a Pokemon situation where it's like, orangutan, get banana. You know what I mean?
There are no bananas, though. Like, you're in a North American forest.
Hypothetical situation
We
where
have a $20 real
they follow commands.
Rhaegar Targaryen said, you guys are the best. Congrats.
Thank you, Rhaegar.
Thank you.
I'm sure that was for me.
It was. Don't worry. Otis Crinkle, or sorry, this one's from Jer Rare Bear. This attitude is just choosing bear over man again.
What?
Yeah.
In the man versus bear debate.
Well, the bear didn't destroy the planet with fossil fuels. So
During a
my
genocide.
goodness.
Awesome.
And it didn't perpetuate a genocide in Gaza or a femicide in the Congo.
I'm losing it.
It didn't create like the air conditioning you live in, or
But if they're doing it in their own homes. That's America.
Not even the same thing.
Jesus.
Oh man, this is just for me. This is just for us.
Good Lord.
This is why inside jokes don't work, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I'm having fun.
All right, there's
Should
a
we
$20 one
explain
there.
it?
There's a $20 one there from Jared.
Jared Price said, I'm planning to restart men's ministries in my church as a young, more religiously conservative leader in a big liberal church. If it goes well, the kickback is going to be hilariously fun from all the, quote, masculinity bad people. Well, yeah, you probably will face that if you're in a in a liberal church, as you say. But best of luck.
The
with all of
derision
it.
in her voice as she said liberal church.
I mean, who knows what that means these days? It could mean like gay pastor. Who knows what? Thank you. As long as you crisis party in your own home.
You set the volume to 1 within reason.
Okay. Corey Anderson said, my boy Barley was a fan of Cute of the Day today. To be fair, I prefer the company of dogs to humans. I disavow this attitude.
I don't want to be that guy, but same, honestly.
Disavow.
Sorry.
Sup, my dude?
Sup, my dude said, happy second. I don't approve of the Taco Bell party, though, as you're putting an unnecessary strain on the plumbing in your studio. RIP PCC toilets. I never really understood that. Like, you probably have a medical condition if that's the way that Taco Bell affects you, to be honest. I hope you find help for that.
Yeah, I do too.
Corey Anderson said, I would choose my dog over a stranger, but not family. Dogs are angels and deserve to be protected. Nothing will love you like how a dog loves you. Disagree. Any human is more valuable inherently than a dog.
I mean, not my dogs, right? But
Sure, with the exception of just your dogs.
The whole thing of that hypothetical is like, so it's just a stranger you don't know in your house. Were you having like a dinner party and it's a guy you don't know? Or did a guy just appear in your house as it got set on fire?
That's Joe Schmo 32.
That's Joe Schmo 32.
We found
What
him.
the hell am I supposed to do
Ladies
with this?
and gentlemen, we got
him.
Shane H. Wilder said, I would try to save both, but if I could only save one, it would be the human, as they have a rational soul. Agree.
Listen, who would you save in your own home? Oh, I didn't hit the third time. Oh, boo.
Oh,
boo,
sorry.
me. Guess I'm not funny.
Sorry,
anyway,
Dane.
no, it was me. It was me.
Shadow Zero said, if people believe humanity shouldn't exist, I think they should think about taking the advice the Canadian health system gives to the elderly / homeless.
Ooh, man. That's is that still going on?
Take your vitamins?
Yes.
Of course.
They don't just stop that. Yeah.
Yep. That's already enshrined in the law. Corey Anderson said, I don't hate humans, but there are shitty humans I've interacted with that have shaped my view of people in general. I have never met a bad dog. I've met plenty of bad dogs.
Not
wow.
plenty, but I met bad dogs.
I mean, there are plenty of bad dogs.
Of
But they're
course.
not as bad humans, because bad humans choose to be bad. Mm-hmm. Shane H. Wilder said, since the definition of wherefore is why, not where, all I can ask about the Romeo and Juliet casting is wherefore.
Fair point.
Porco Rosso Forever said, happy birthday, Bart, Molly, Dwayne, and Dr. Phil. Welcome to the Terrible Twos.
It's going to be a rough year, guys.
Get ready. Shane H. Wilder said, Dane's Jordan Peterson sounds more like Dr. Evil. It's so true. So true.
Unlike my hot daughter.
$100 million.
Yeah. Yeah. Mr. Anderson said the newest Juliet is like an inversion of Helen of Troy. The face launched 1,000 ships in a mass exodus. Ain't nobody drinking poison for that. Wow.
Okay.
Wow. Nerdy Film Girl said, thoughts on the Wicked trailer? I think it's much better than the Super Bowl teaser. I think it will do quite well.
Well, I haven't
Have
watched
you seen
it yet.
I watched it this morning.
What'd you think?
Ariana Grande is definitely great at acting.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, that's how she started. She's a theater kid. She's like the ultimate theater kid who became a pop star, not pop star who tried acting. So it seemed good, but like I'm not into musicals.
Anyways.
I don't like musicals in general, so it's just like I don't care. Corey Anderson said one of the greatest rap lines ever is I want a BJ first like Bjork from Spose's track Bob Johnson.
Okay.
That's funny.
What you mean you don't know where Bjork is from?
Why don't you know where Bjork is from? Username I'm not going to read. If I can make it work with an ulcer, they can make it work on their period. I don't expect any good games from them in the future.
Well, you know what? That's because you're a sexist bigot and you just don't understand the unique plight of women in society. Womenixen in society.
Thank you.
You don't get it. Go deal with. Maybe you deserved that ulcer.
Uterus havers.
Yes.
Commander Onslaught said, have you seen the TV show Alphas? It's like X-Men.
I have always meant to watch Alphas. I've heard it's like Heroes, at least the first season of Heroes, which I really, really enjoy. I think Alphas is on streaming. Maybe I will get around to watching that when I get done watching Hercules and the Legendary Journeys.
What happened to that show? Everyone always talks about how it went downhill.
Heroes. So season 1 was really good.
Yeah.
Season 2 fell during the 2008 writer's strike and just destroyed the show. When it came back, it was just a shell of its former self. I only got through about half of season 2 before I had to just turn it off. It really wasn't good. But season 1 is worth a watch on its own. It is. It's fantastic.
Magna Defender 98 said, I left Twitter because of the Fauci NPCs. I'm sorry, but 99% of the world has moved on from a 4-year-old cold. If you're still afraid of it, go hide in a bunker and leave the rest of society alone.
I did see some stuff going on where people were mad because like an anime con,
What
like
Twitter are
con
you
that's
on?
coming up is it's like they've relaxed their mask policies in 2024, and everyone's like, who the hell is still wearing masks in 2024?
Dude, I mean,
Yeah.
for gaming events, it was up until this year.
That's crazy.
And they were like, this is perfectly normal. Like, I was so
You're
weird.
like, I can't understand a word you're
Wait.
saying. What?
Am I making this up, or was there a part of Gran Turismo where they had to wear masks?
Was
You're
it?
making that up.
Am I crazy?
in
Maybe? The movie?
The movie, yeah.
I mean, the movie was probably shot during COVID.
Did they have to
so-
wear masks in the movie?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know why.
That was like my favorite movie last year. I should remember that.
in the Roaring Kitty movie they did.
That Stanzatastic said, I want to go out to West Virginia. What is the best region to move to if someone leaving the People's Republic of California?
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, me
I
neither.
wouldn't either, to be honest.
I wouldn't know.
None of us are from here.
Go look for like a Facebook group talking about it. I don't know.
That's actually a good suggestion.
It's crazy because it's just like you could be a 5-hour drive away from someone else who lives in West Virginia. So like, yeah, do your own research. We're clueless.
We're almost at a 7th crisis party, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just saying.
Come on, guys.
You know, I'm just saying.
Why
Corey
not 10,
Anderson
bigot?
That's a good, Dane. That's a good question. You always ask the good questions.
Thanks.
Corey Anderson said, free bleeding is gross. It would be like crapping your pants and acting like it's cool. Neither should be acceptable, and this is why dogs are better. Why does that mean dogs
Well,
are better?
as long as you're doing it in the privacy of your own home.
Wait. I've had female dogs. Okay, they free bleed. I'm just gonna throw that out there. They do that. It's a thing. But I don't know why this super chat relates back to dogs anyway. That Stanzatastic said, crisis actors come out and play.
Yay.
What?
You're supposed to say crisis actors come out and play. Yay.
From the Warriors.
Oh, okay. Shane H. Wilder said, Dane, every day for me is out of pocket day. That's how it should be.
Nice.
Mr. Anderson said, to the women who complain about banter between gamers, if you can't take the heat, get back in the kitchen. We're not obligated to cater to your feels. Tacty Platty said, soldiers talk worse to each other than gamers do.
There's a $20 from Bad Comedy. Says Ariana Grande, more like Ariana Mid.
It's kind of jarring how much plastic surgery she's gotten. Like she really didn't need to do that to herself.
That was so bad, but it was pretty funny.
Corey Anderson said, is it possible that gamer girl is ugly? The girl in the stream?
I
She was
didn't
kinda
notice. I didn't really notice.
Okay.
She's kind of far away anyway. But yeah. Shane H. Wilder said, since Phil brought up the Kansas City kicker, the Twix account for the city tried to dox him, then pulled their post and said oopsies.
Yeah.
I have
For
that
the
in the
Wait,
city?
what?
For who?
They posted, by the way, he lives here, Teehee, basically,
did that?
something like that.
the
I don't know.
city of Kansas or whatever.
There's an official account for the city of Kansas.
Like
the
Chiefs
city
Harrison
of
Butker
Kansas
roasted
City, or
by
what?
Kansas City X account. He doesn't live here. Just a reminder that Harrison Butker lives in the city of, and then they list the city. Not basically they're saying he doesn't live here. He lives in this city.
And then Sovereign Buff figured out who it was.
Oh, well, that's not doxing. That's them saying he doesn't live here.
But then they listed the city he does.
Yeah,
live.
yeah.
I don't know if listing the city someone lives in is doxing. Like, that's pretty crazy. He's a public figure.
I agree with you, Mary. I don't know that that's quite doxing.
But it was
at
mean-spirited.
the same time, the idea that they're going to do that just because he said something that is entirely inoffensive. It is politically incorrect, but it was completely normal until 5 friggin' minutes ago.
Oh, the point here is that the internet is why this exists. If a speech like that isn't really supposed to be made for public consumption anyways. It should be private to the university, which is why now people who don't exist in these spaces and share these values have a chance to watch something, and they think that everything you believe should be just like the Borg that is modern day
He was at a Catholic place. He said Catholic stuff to Catholic people, and people that aren't Catholic are
like,
all
why did you do that?
It's like, give me a break. This is literally just more people that are using their ideology to attack competing ideologies.
If they
this is an attack against one religion by another.
And then like there's like a petition to get him banned or to get him kicked out of the NFL. I'm like, well, if we do that, we should kick out all the domestic abusers too. And then when there's 15 to 20 players,
can you believe that? Like they're like dudes. It's astounding that this is even thought of as acceptable.
Mm-hmm. Tacti Platty said, PCC, if you have my stickers, you can give them away.
I still have the sticker that you gave me somewhere. It's in my.
He took that personally.
Yeah, I still have it.
Shane H. Wilder said, as the attorney meme general of Mary's theological dictatorship, I declare that from henceforth, May 16th shall be known now and forevermore as PCC Day. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
We'll do that. Otis Crinkle said, happy 2 years, y'all.
Thank you.
Yay.
Rhaegar Targaryen said, you guys are the best. Congrats.
Thank you.
Thank you. Corey Anderson said, okay, stuck in the forest with Mary or HCB. There's not a bear option.
Yes. There's a Weird Al Yankovic song called Stuck in a Closet with Vanna White. Just as an aside.
Okay.
I choose Vanna White.
Okay. Hiroshima Otaru said, Phil, Mary has never heard of American folk heroes. We get it!
She's like, fine, Paul Bunyan, Babe the Blue Ox, damn!
I don't know or care.
I don't know either. I've heard of Paul Bunyan, I know.
You're Puerto Rican, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
first of all, that's American. Second of all, how can you say that you care about the culture when you just blow off things that are from the culture?
Damn.
It's a commentary on the public school system, ladies and gentlemen.
Things that are like things like Paul Bunyan and stuff like that that are.
I didn't go to public school. Why would we be taught that?
I'm not saying that it doesn't. I didn't say anything about public school. I'm saying things like Paul Bunyan. Those are part of American culture. Those are American folklore. So it's old wives' tales they're not as deep as like the Brothers Grimm because they're not as old, but they are old wives' tales about America and about the United States. And those things, if there are things that are part of a culture that we all share, those are among them. Things like Paul Bunyan and stuff like that.
Who's Paul Bunyan?
Babe the Blue Ox.
What's lame is that people are making this some kind of weird virtue signal. I really don't care. Like, I genuinely don't care.
It's not that anyone. I'm not making it a virtue signal, but
it's also like about public school, and it's like I didn't even go to public school. Like, how is that a commentary on?
I literally don't know what Paul Bunyan is. So
I don't know either. I still
don't know.
Like,
what is it?
It's a story. He's
like I'm not gonna tell you.
No, he's a lumberjack, and the story. I don't remember the story exactly, but it was involved with. I don't remember the story exactly. I'm at least friggin' aware of it. Don't get all defensive here just because you don't know about something here. But it's just an old story that was made about a lumberjack out west. He had that helped to tame the old west is part of the story, or helped to discover the rest of the continental U.S.
And the bull's his friend.
The blue ox was his partner, but it's not like I don't think that it spoke, but it was his pet. He is a beast of burden. He was a lumberjack, so the blue ox helped to drag the. Do you know what a lumberjack is?
Yeah.
You know how that stuff works?
They make coffee.
Yeah.
The ox was like lugging all the trees that he cut down and stuff. Yeah. But I mean the point is it was a myth, a story that was connected to Americana.
Thank you.
There are Paul Bunyan statues and Babe Blue Ox statues all over the state of Minnesota.
So it's a really famous American myth?
I mean, more like not as much after I was like, I didn't hear a bunch about it other than when I was really, really young.
Well, these are things that have gone away, or they're not as predominant in American culture anymore, because things that are American have stopped being discussed in schools, whether they're public schools or whether they're private schools or whatever.
Plus, it would be
things that bring Americans together are no longer celebrated.
Yeah. Now, if they talked about it in schools, they'd say it was a product of American colonialism.
I mean, yeah. If you look at, I mean, of course they would say that, absolutely. But if you look at like the 4th of July, which has been a ubiquitous holiday for the celebration that is uniquely American, there's a push to stop, not to stop celebrating. Now there's a push to take the focus off of the 4th of July and have it be on 4th of July and Juneteenth. And in the future, mark my words, you can say that this is crazy talk or whatever, there will be a push to say that the 4th of July should not be celebrated because it is against whatever the new sensibility is. I guarantee that is coming. That is absolutely coming.
I mean, I already see that now.
I mean, it's like what happens whenever when Obama was in office and then when Biden took office, that they wouldn't wish you a happy 4th of July. They wouldn't say happy Independence Day. They wouldn't say anything about America. They would just say, have a good weekend. Enjoy. Kamal Harris said, happy long weekend.
Have a good holiday, maybe, or whatever. But all these things, it
started with Christmas and happy holidays.
These
Before long, you're a communist country.
These are literally they're all directed at taking away the things that we share as Americans. It's all, the whole point of it is to take away things that we share as Americans and have things that are
settler colonialism.
Well, the thing is, if you can have people balkanize into their racial groups, which is what the left wants nowadays. They talk about segregation all the time, modern day segregation and stuff. If you can have groups segregate into their racial groups, you get more animosity and you get more friction in society. And that's what the left wants, because happy societies don't revolt. The left wants revolution and they don't want a happy society. So,
I mean, I just think that without Christianity in the equation, there's nothing else that's worth sharing without that foundation first.
I mean, we dumped a bunch of tea into the harbor, and then we beat the British.
Why does that mean anything? Like, that doesn't really mean anything in and of itself. I'm just going off at this point. Yesh said, "Great job, thank you."
Thank you.
That's Danzatastic said, "GG easy."
GG easy.
GG,
Okay.
like good game, easy.
There's a $20 there.
Francisco Sanchez Jr., hear me out, Brett. What?
Brett as Ryu, Mary as Cammy, Phil as
Ryu?
Guile, Dana as Zangief.
Oh.
Let's make a Street Fighter movie. I hate Zangief. I hate that character.
You object.
I'm down with being Ryu.
Yeah, I don't want to be a... I don't know. I don't like him.
How about this? I would rather have us as Streets of Rage characters than Street Fighter, but that's just me.
I hate grapplers.
Carnell said, "Happy 2 years, guys. Following up on my request for plushies. Brett's plushie should be blonde Brett, and Mary's should glow in the dark. Workshopping ideas for catchphrases your plushies will say."
We talk about the problem with multiverses all the time, and you want to do a multiverse me? That's not fair.
Well, the issue with the plushies is like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna like sleep with these things in your bed at night?
Mary's like, I'm not sure.
I don't know if I enjoy the implication there. Olivia Claire said, "Happy 2 years to Mary, Phil, and Dane, and I guess Brett. Thanks, chat, for not bringing back blonde Brett."
I do appreciate that, guys.
That's Danzatastic said, "Are we on season 2 or 3 now on PCC?"
If you were to ask Spotify, we're still on season 1, episode 600.
You're not even ready for season 2.
No, you can't handle it.
Evan Perry said, "I've been bitten by more dogs than humans."
I mean,
fair point.
A lot of guys would be like, and that's the problem, right? I'd rather be bitten by humans.
You must not be Hispanic.
Bad Comedy said, Ariana Grande. Oh, wait, no, you already read that one. Corey Anderson, "Mary, you are pretty funny for a lady."
Oof. What's that qualifier?
That's still a compliment.
I guess.
Yeah. High Vulture 75 said, "Happy 2 year live anniversary PCC. Next year, have a pineapple pizza party." Well, Dane's not going to be here for that one. And Mr. Anderson said, no, abso-flippin'-lutely no Californians are needed in West Virginia. We get the casts off of Chicago and Philly. That is bad enough.
Who's worse of those cast-offs, Philly or Chicago? Answer me that.
Chicago.
California.
Well, I was asking Mr. Anderson. I was asking his opinion.
They're doing an exodus right now. I mean, what is the guy supposed to do?
I saw the greatest bait on Twitter yesterday that everybody was getting to. It was just something talking about California and policy, and somebody said nobody moves because of taxes. And just look at the replies of just people who are like, F you! I moved because of taxes! I'm like, you're literally doing what this person wants. Stop it. And they not only did that, they did that with the eye roll emoji, which just, you could feel it infuriating everybody looking at their phone. They're like,
just immediately start typing in light speed. Yeah. Corey Anderson said, never had a female dog. That sounds horrible. It was horrible.
I've only had female dogs.
Well, have you... I mean, I'm not like trying to pry or anything, but like they free bleed. They do that.
I rescue them from shelters, but they're usually neutered.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
But
I had one that wasn't, and yeah, they do.
Yeah. High Voltage 75 said NPR outros again. Let's go. Are we just gonna make this a thing? Like we do NPR outros from now on?
perhaps we will do that.
Okay. Otis Crinkle sent taco emojis.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're almost at an 8th crisis party, guys.
Come on, guys.
Let's go.
Matt Kelly said, if you think drinking it is bad, wait until you hear about Dongyang eggs. It's friggin' disgusting.
I'm fine with not knowing what that is.
Yeah, me too. I think I'm good on that. Yorishima Otaru said, it isn't a virtue signal. I just find it surprising.
What is it that you find surprising?
Outros only, please.
Why?
Like, it's too breathy. It freaks me out.
Okay.
Greg Duvier said, happy 2 years. This episode is a great example of how fun this show can be. Keep the fun coming for another 2 years and more.
What's an example of a show that we've done that isn't fun?
That sounds more threatening than anything. Like, that's not NPR. That's just someone who's about to kill you. You said that there was a comment that said, like, gosh, why can't this show be fun once in a while? It's also serious.
It was on one of our milestone episodes, which are designed to be less serious and more fun.
Yeah, we just can't win.
Like, literally, we have tonal issues because sometimes we'll go to serious topics after laughing, and then the start of the segments and be like, haha.
Crisis party, so this person got molested.
And I'm just like, gotta edit that out because without the context of the longer show, you don't know that we're not psychopaths.
Mm-hmm. Rhaegar Targaryen said, can't wait for Phil to explain John Henry.
There was a $20 one.
Oh, there was. Oh, Bad Comedy said, when I was in high school, I got my biology teacher pregnant. The ironic part, we had chemistry together. Zing. Congrats on 2 years.
He retracted that super chat. So I don't know.
Okay.
It says message.
Well, he still said congrats on the album, Phil. So
thank you.
I'll relay that part. Damn, but you're living up to your username, bro. Corey Anderson said, who knew Paul Bunyan would be relevant in 2024?
Well, that's the problem. Shouldn't, like, somebody in like, the next super chat says, Greg Duvier says, Brett, you are from Minnesota. Help Phil explain who Paul Bunyan is. That's the problem. Like, it should be more relevant, but it's been so long since I heard any of that. It's just been forever.
I don't remember the details. All I know is that it was an Americana.
Johnny
Paul
Appleseed, Davy Crockett.
Those kind of things.
Can I ask a question?
John Henry,
Yes.
Babe Blue Ox.
You guys know the song like John Jacob Jingleheimer?
Yeah. His name is my name,
Yeah,
too.
what the fuck is that?
Whenever we go out, the people always shout, John Jacob Jingleheimer.
No.
I think that he retracted that in order to call you Philip instead of Phil.
I'm fine with Philip. That's perfectly acceptable.
Okay, cool. Grofty.
Is that not like an American thing?
I don't remember.
Oh,
I don't know.
Sure.
To be honest with you.
Grofty said Paul Bunyan's axe was said to have made the Grand Canyon by it being dragged after the death of Babe Blue the Ox.
Damn, he's jacked.
Babe the Blue Ox.
Yeah,
sorry.
because he was so sad. He's a giant. He was a giant. So.
Drag piss.
John Z says Christopher Columbus should be more relevant.
Wait, what?
John Z in the chat says Christopher Columbus should be more relevant. When I was watching The Hunt for Red October, the movie kind of ends with like a Christopher Columbus quote, and I'm like, wow, they wouldn't do that today. No,
he's hella relevant, no?
No,
really?
I'm just saying you're not allowed to like you're not allowed to really speak positively of Christopher Columbus for obvious reasons.
It's because he's Catholic.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. But he wasn't he?
But
Yeah.
the point being that like when
It's
I'm
that
watching this movie,
anti-Catholic sentiment.
even in that movie, when the funny thing about it is the movie's about a Russian defecting to America, and it's just like they wouldn't make a movie where somebody wants to defect to America these days.
And these days, I don't think Russians really want to.
No.
Thank you. Corey Anderson said, always hate commies. Always.
Always.
And let's just add an extra always. Miss Ray said, American folktales teach American values, hard work, perseverance, sacrifice, and faith. I think the issue is that when you get rid of faith, none of the other values really follow. Like, that's why people are kind of lost as to what it means to be an American now. Rhaegar Targaryen said, is it Zangief? Is that how you say it?
I can't.
Zangief.
Zangief? Okay, Zangief is the best. I main him and Cammy.
Okay.
Dane's gonna play Cammy.
How about you were like, okay.
I don't know. I don't like Cammy.
He's also gonna play Chun-Li.
I like Chun-Li as a character.
Shane H.
She's
Wilder said it's not crazy talk. They took away Columbus Day, ignore President's Day, and that is saying nothing of the neutering of all Christian holidays.
Yeah.
Corey Anderson said, whoa, Olivia Claire doesn't like blonde Brett.
It's just, I mean, maybe just not wig blonde Brett.
That would make her the one person on the planet.
Who doesn't?
Rhaegar Targaryen said, Brett in NPR voice, say the line from Scream.
What line?
Like,
what's your favorite scary?
Yeah, that one.
What's your favorite scary movie? It's very hard to do that in a menacing voice.
It's just Ghostface, but he's kind of fruity.
Look, the best thing is if you see the guy who does the Ghostface voice, he looks like he would run a comic book shop, kind of. He's just kind
Your NPR voice is Ghostface who shops at Whole Foods.
Awesome. Well, I'm okay with that.
DCNC said, happy PCC birthday, Dane.
Thank
Specifically you.
The rest of you can piss off, he says.
That's right.
Shane H. Wilder, I stupidly looked up Dong Yang eggs. No, just no.
I'm not doing that.
I'm not either. Otis Crinkle said, dance.
We did.
We danced. And Mr. Anderson, I call him Filbert. A filbert is a hazelnut.
Well, okay then.
All right.
All right. Before we go, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank all of you who have been here for the 2 years we have been doing this show live. It would not be possible without viewers like you.
That was perfect.
Yes.
And we would also like to thank Taco Bell for feeding us today.
So again, guys, thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you so much for being along with us for this ride. 2 years is a long time to be doing something like this, and we wouldn't be able to do it if you guys didn't tune in every day and help us out by watching. So thank you for that. We got one more there from Rhaegar Targaryen.
I don't have it here. Sorry.
Says they call it Indigenous Peoples Day here in parts of Washington State, but as Tony Soprano said, in this house, Christopher Columbus is a hero.
Oh, we got another one from Corey Anderson now. Would you force religion on people if you could? Yes, but not like violently.
She would wag a finger at you until you did it.
The law.
So the threat of violence.
Yes.
Okay.
V-Wit.
Just clarifying.
Said beep boop bop.
There you go. I always thought it was weird that it was beep boop bop. Beep bop boop sounds so much better. Beep bop boop.
Wait, which one should it be?
Everyone says beep boop bop.
Beep boop boop bop.
But it should be
beep boop beep boop bop.
It's gonna be pulled into something weird later, and it's gonna be clipped.
Proof Mary's an AI. No,
Mary's software update faltered.
I'm saying that because there's an episode of SpongeBob where SpongeBob thinks that Mr. Krabs is a robot because he walks in on him listening to techno music. Whatever.
I don't remember that episode.
You wouldn't get it. You didn't watch SpongeBob.
I watched tons of SpongeBob.
Do you remember that one?
I'm trying to remember it. I don't.
Like, he has the radio and then he calls the radio station and he's like, you need to play the one that goes beep boop bop boop bop. Boop beep? No, boop bop.
I remember that. My favorite episode is when he's getting.
This is a clearly a formative experience for me.
When he's trying to get his driver's license, and you kind of find out the story of Pufferfish, that's his teacher, who was a former criminal.
Mrs. Puff.
Yeah, Mrs. Puff.
What did she do that was criminal?
She was like a robber.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. All right, guys. With that being said, we got a couple more there.
Sorry. Okay, we have more. Frank and Tosh said, "Hey now, congrats." Sorry, just grats, not congrats, on 2 years.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Shane H. Wilder said, Ghostface who shops at Whole Foods while wearing Birkenstocks with a hemp grocery bag.
Never carry a hemp grocery bag.
It's you.
Never
That's
gonna
your
happen.
NPR.
I'm not going to shop at Whole Foods either. Sorry. All right, Phil, my friend, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. You can follow me on Twix at Phil That Remains. You can follow me on Instagram at Phil That Remains Official. The band is All That Remains. You can catch us on tour this summer on the Destroy All Enemies tour with Megadeth and Mudvayne. We have a new single out. The single is called Divine. You can check it out on Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora, Amazon Music, Deezer, the internet. And don't forget, The Left Lane is for crime.
Perfect. Oh, just last weekend when I was going into Frederick, there was just this dude just parked in the fast lane going exactly the speed limit, and the guy next to him going exactly the speed limit, and I'm just sitting here in the right lane laughing as everybody in the fast lane was just
screaming inside.
So
it is the worst.
Mad at this guy.
Worst.
And I just laughed.
I don't get road rage. Like, chill.
Yeah.
That's because you don't have enough testosterone. You're a young lady.
Yeah.
There's one more there, Mary.
Shane H. Wilder said, "Damn it, I'm trying to relax and get over being sick. Now I've got to go back to work at the meme mines. Thanks, Mary."
Well, I've been told that the children, they yearn for the mines.
You yearn for the mines.
Dane, my friend, thank you.
And thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Don't forget, PCC is funded by you, the listener.
Yes.
And you can find me, Dane Font, on Twitter, at Dane Font. And now, I shall spell that out for you. DANEFONT.
Perfect.
I like the way you said the O.
Yeah.
Oh?
Oh.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for joining us for 2 years live of Pop Culture Crisis. We would not be around if it was not for viewers like you. If you would like to follow me personally, I am on Instagram and on Twix at Brett Dasovic on both of those platforms. Pop Culture Crisis is here 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is noon Pacific. We are on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Pandora, and Spotify. If you would prefer to listen rather than watch, and if you would like to follow the show on social media, we are on Twix at PopCulture_show, Facebook and not TikTok at Pop Culture Crisis, and on Instagram at Pop Culture Crisis Pod. Guys, we will be back.
Do you
with
think you
another
might be
episode
forgetting something, Brett?
No, I don't. What am I forgetting?
I just didn't shout out my social media.
Oh, did you not? Okay.
Not a big deal or anything.
Well, usually I ask you twice.
Yeah.
Usually I ask you twice.
The most obnoxious, quiet thing I've ever seen in my life.
Thank you. Go ahead.
My Twitter and Instagram are Mary Archived. Bye, guys.
Not validation or hate?
You can just stay silent today.
Guys, we will be back with another episode tomorrow. We will see you then.
Bye.